There was Gorilla House, then there was the Rumble House. Now there's the Isle of Roux, where no one can tell us what to do. Okay, welcome to the Isle of Roux, number 3. Still a baby in its infancy.
Copy. If you would like to join us, you can click on click on this. There. Where is it?
So
I think it's there for you, but it might be somewhere else.
So that's your treasure map to the Isle of Roux. And we hope you can find your way here.
Also, we're going to post up our post box, and then we're going to ask you to send us. Well, okay, here's how we're going to do it. We're going to call you pen pals. If you want to be our pen pals, you can send us letters, but we're going to call it fan mail. We're going to send you fan mail.
So funny.
From the Isle of Roux.
Yeah.
The Isle of Roux.
So I will start with the land acknowledgement, and then we will just acknowledge everything else too as well. Acknowledge where we are and who you are and everything. The Creator gifted us with this land that we are blessed to share and care for together. We acknowledge that the land we gather on Wakinstas is the ancestral territory of the Siksika Sitapi, the Siksika, the Kainai, the Piikani, and the Amskapi Piikani. We acknowledge all First Nations and Métis of Treaty 7 lands, the Tsuut'ina, the Ithkabi, which includes Bearspaw, Chiniki, and Goodstoney. We commit to advancing reconciliation guided by truths, respecting treaty laws, and humbly walking alongside First Nations, Métis, and Inuit. We recognize all who live, work, play, and make art on these lands and who now call this place home. So thank you so much. It's really wonderful being here in the ether, in the imagination land, because we get to be in a lot of different places. So there's lots of different Indigenous lands that we are resting on and making art on. And that's a pretty wonderful thing to acknowledge. So thank you for joining us. This is our 3rd episode of the Isle of Roux. And I love the thought of that opening credit animation, the idea of going to this place in our mind or that place in the atmosphere. There's planets aligning, there's full moons happening, there's all this magic occurring around us. And I like that idea of like getting magic. Oh yeah, that's the camera.
Put that camera right down the eyeball.
So
we have so much content this week. So let's start with, you can tell me if this is funny or not. Okay.
I like that. That's always the thing in question.
Yeah.
Our idea of funny.
Like our album that was called My Idea of Funny. Yeah. I think the screen froze the last time we were doing this. So I wonder, like when we're watching, we'll have to watch it and see if we're getting some screen freeze.
This one.
A blue booby. An orange wiffle waffle. What is that?
Help! My friend's dead! My friend's dead! Come with me fast! My friend's dead!
Wait, what?
Come with me! Come with me! Come with me! Help!
Hold on, calm down. What do you need?
I need you to come with me! My friend is dead!
How do you know your friend is dead?
I don't... We were hunting!
Okay, listen. I'm gonna call 911.
Hello? 911? What's your emergency?
Hi, I'm bird watching, and there's
My friend's dead!
there's a goat here that seems to be very upset, and the goat says that she is her friend is dead.
Okay, so the first thing we need to do is check if her friend is really dead.
We need to make sure that your friend is dead.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, now what? Are you ready? Call? Are you ready?
That's weirder, actually, way weirder when you share it, hey?
It's,
Wasn't that weird when we made it? It
it's
was
still funny.
kind of slappy, but let's move you over a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, but what was I thinking?
Well, we're just working and dealing and thinking about jokes.
Right.
And we're also creating our idea of like who our puppets are. So it turns out early on when you were starting to make episodes for Dead Kevin,
Yeah.
I had a whole night like crisis, and I was like, Rich,
Yeah.
what if I'm not funny?
Right.
And I was like,
That was
and then
hilarious, though. That's the funniest
you were like,
thing
you
ever said.
should do like a Dead Kevin thing.
You wrote a Dead Kevin about
I wrote
having
a whole
fun
Dead
at
Kevin
like 4 in the morning.
episode. Yeah. And so the idea of Jessica, I feel like Jessica is not very funny. Theo, it's so nice to see you,
sure.
Theo.
How do we? I gotta do it here. Oh, here. I have so many
Very
hands.
funny. Theo, it's nice to see
yeah,
you,
sure.
Theo.
Hi guys.
How are you doing?
Hello, Theo.
I'm good.
Good.
Nice to
see
you,
Theo, you gotta turn the sound off the playback.
Hi guys.
Oh no. We're in an infinite loop.
I think we're good.
Yay!
Hello, Theo.
It's so nice to see you and make art with you again.
Oh, he's got his mic off now.
That's
I'm going to
okay.
show a couple things how we got here tonight, okay?
Okay.
So first of all, our theme is going to be, guess what? Just guess.
Santa Monica.
We're going to be doing a little bit of Venice Beach. Yeah?
Yeah.
And Venice Beach popped up so many times over the day that it's just crazy. And then out of the blue, I had this idea of surprising Greg Cruz, and he surprised me because the last time I painted Greg Cruz, he 100% posted today my 2 years ago picture of him, and I just finished my last night picture of him. So we're featuring Greg Cruz today, and this is a little story about how we got here this week, because we're starting some of the things a week in advance now. So last week we spun a wheel, and it went like this. So we spun the wheel and we came up with the letter S. Yeah, I suppose. I mean, if we come up with C, California, if we come up with L, Los Angeles, if we come up with G, Greg, if we come up with C, Greg Cruz, V, Venice Beach, B, Beach, A, America. We came up with the letter S for Santa Monica. So it didn't really matter what it landed on, because we were going to be thinking about California and Santa Monica. My friend Greg was putting up videos of, he can see the fires from a spot on Venice Beach. We had a really important trip to Venice Beach that really mattered. So, and there's a library where we stayed that had a Lego club for kids. And I don't think they still have a Lego club, but I looked and they do a ton of stuff. Well, just community stuff. But yeah, I think we're gonna send a painting to Pico. Yeah, we stayed on Pico. It's the Pico Library, and they did neat stuff for the community. So we're gonna send a painting to Pico, and we're gonna talk about fires. Yeah, what do you think?
Wednesday.
Here's where I drew this for Greg. Meant to surprise him, but he posted a picture that I drew from 2 years ago, and I couldn't help but send him the link. So we're going to send this painting here. Do you have it handy?
Yeah.
To Greg Cruz. I think my mic is on. Somebody could indicate whether they can hear me speaking right now. That'd be great. And so I'm going to send that to Greg Cruz. And that's one thing.
The colors are so vibrant.
And what was Martin? No, what was Greg's friend's name? That played bass. Merrick. No. So this was a friend of Greg's. They were in a band together. And so
And
we're
a street legend.
Yeah, they've been street legends. And so so we're gonna send this to Greg. It's not a surprise anymore. And we'll have to get Greg's address. And we can send him our new P.O. box.
That's so nice.
It was super important for us to get a P.O. box because most of what we do is going to be by mail now. I think Theo will appreciate. We'll be sending mid-sized paintings rather than tiny paintings. And what are you doing with that?
Morgan asked, considered Twitch. We are live on Twitch right now, Morgan. Oh, I guess I didn't need to type it. We could just say it. I just didn't want to interrupt
Which
you.
Morgan?
Morgan Paul.
Yeah, Morgan, why don't you just look first? Sorry.
I'll make sure it's working. Did we both just leave the thing?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Oh, you know what? This made it way more comfy seeing Theo making his art there too.
Yeah. Let's make some priorities here. We're gonna focus on you, your beautiful self. I think
Felix is on his way too.
Felix is on his way. You're in my bubble.
Oh, you
Yeah.
told me to move over before.
Wow. Over, not on top. I like to watch you sleep. Okay, so one of the things we wanted to do. Did I already show Greg? What's the other paintings I did this week? Because I kind of went all out.
library.
Yeah, Dave, grab me some stuff. So that painting was normally okay. And then this is going. I got excited, and I painted the library on Pico Street. What's it called? Is it called the Pico Library? Pico Branch Library. And so we were actually never in the Pico Branch Library so much as we stayed right next to it, and we were working longer hours than the Pico Branch Library. But we really dug their window propaganda. So they had posters for a kids Lego club. We talk about this all the time. So we were going to do a whole episode on the Pico Branch Library probably this summer when we go there with the little Felix Meister. But we're mailing this to them as a surprise. Hopefully they like it. I need to fix it to that. And we're mailing the other one to Greg Cruz. So I did two. And then what else do I got down there? Yeah, kind of want to. Okay, so we were very concerned of Greg's. This is a California-inspired building fire, which we're going to talk about that in a minute. But we have to find a use for this. Somebody in the world will be our third surprise person, right? And then I said to a friend of mine they could have this, but they didn't snap it up. So this is also something I want to give away. So 2 paintings to give away there. Where am I? What happened to my other ones?
Here.
I went nuts today. So then I also painted this, by the way, with food. Who just dinged us? Who dinged us? I heard a ding somewhere.
I think we're good.
Ring a ding dong dandy. It'll be hard to see this unless I hold it perfectly still. This is made out of, guess what? Guess what it's made out of? Jesse. Turmeric.
Turmeric.
Yeah.
Is it made out of turmeric?
Turmeric is a plant, and charcoal is a burnt stick. So it is a.
Charcoal's also a burnt plant.
Burned it? Turmeric?
No, turmeric is a plant, and charcoal's also a plant.
Yeah, burned plant. So this is something I might repaint into something that's not a fire, because that's something we wanted to talk about. Is I painted that other fire because I needed to get it out of my system.
Right.
Right, but then I also
Hi.
get a little nervous sometimes. Who are you waving at?
Holly said hi, and I'm saying hi.
Oh, okay. Hi,
Sorry,
Holly.
you keep
Yeah.
talking.
This was I was supervising some kids today, and it was pretty low energy because it was like exam day at school. So I also painted. All right, when I say James Dean and Marilyn Monroe, they're more essences than meant to be renderings because I did that out of my memory. But that's turmeric and charcoal. This one, not good. I was just sitting around. I don't know why I cut this one home. It was like a 6. You got to get rid of your 6s sometimes, yeah? Okay. Now there's turmeric all over the table. Okay. So we had a plan that we also wanted this particular experience to be educational.
Yeah.
And this is how my wife threw me under the bus. She will deny. She will deny.
So
I don't have any memory of what it was like to learn to draw fire, right? But we kind of talked it out this morning. I was like, well, maybe like, and in the name of spontaneity, we don't do this, but in the name of organization, sometimes we do this. So we did kind of cheat a little bit. I was like, what if you asked me how to draw fire? Because I'd noticed that you'd only drawn fire for the first time about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Should I take it out of the
Fire
frame?
painting. And so Jess was like, actually said the words to me 2 months ago. I've never drawn fire before. And I thought, well, that's really interesting because I kind of vaguely remember that experience. And then you asked how to draw fire. I was like, I don't know how to say it. Like, I don't know how to tell you about it. You just draw fire, like you yellow.
You just do it. You feel your way.
So you did that fire.
Yeah.
Very kind of quirky, kind of like Canadian illustrative.
Like mod.
Cute. Yeah. Yeah. And then so I proposed, like, well, what if you said to me, hey, Rich, how do you draw fire? And then I would have to explain it to you. And then you can't see it yet because she started to paint over it. But she cheated. And I'm sure she spent today practicing because the pencil lines in the background are vastly better than vastly better than the last experience she had painting fire. What?
Teaching junior high is not like teaching high school during final break.
Yeah.
I did not get to have a seat, but
this is vastly better.
Okay, can I?
There isn't really much room for me to teach you anything now.
No, I'm not even at the part.
You've ruined it.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
I'm just kidding.
There's so much to learn.
You haven't ruined it.
Mr. Teru, can I tell you?
Yeah.
I'm really excited to like think about all of these different things with fire.
Yeah.
And the idea behind the fire. So we're looking at different examples from art history and different things. And when I was thinking about my painting I did, I was thinking about why is this my like little cabin on fire? And it was all about like memories, and it's all about like one specific memory, but then kind of like definitely a loss of like childhood, a loss of like really specific memories. And what?
No, I'm just like trauma.
No,
Jesse had a family.
No, it's growing up. It's not even that specific.
She's letting go of her family cabin.
It could be specific, but it's like also like very much like everyone grows up,
right?
And then that idea, like this has snow and mountains around it, so it has a totally different feeling than the idea of
a Turner.
Turner, like the idea of a different space with wind and the like wildfire, right? Like it's different. There's a different feeling. So like how I did the fire was like you said, like stylized, and then
stylized.
How you would approach doing a wildfire would be completely different.
And then the next question, should you? Because here's what I find is 20 years ago, I ripped my arm off working concrete. I tore my bicep free. And then while I was recovering, I flipped open my sketchbook and I saw this. I had to look through it a bit. And then I saw that I'd covered up this one painting and the drawing that really irritated me. And I peeled off the drawing that I was working on. It was a picture of myself with one arm. And what had happened was I was on the bus sketching. and I was almost done, but I hadn't finished the other arm. And I just drew a stump, and that's what I didn't like how that looked, so I covered it up. But when I tore my arm off, and then they peeled that picture off, I was like, oh! And then it hurt my arm again. It's currently hurt. And then I realized actually I just replaced my Ernie on my keys. I have a little Lego Ernie, and he kept losing his right arm. And so it's like I'm not superstitious except for when I am, and then when I am, I'm super superstitious. So it's more like we don't really expect to manifest, but. For instance, the painting I did of the fire in California, I painted that because I had to. Sometimes you paint stuff because you have to get it out.
In your head, yeah.
But then, if you're painting a painting to share, people don't always want to hang that painting of burning California in their house because it's traumatic, right? So I think that you have to be kind of thoughtful about where a painting's going to go. And so one of my paintings I'd like to repaint into something that's not burning. But I also want to talk about Johnny Cash. And that comes back to Greg Cruz. So the letter tonight landed on S, which to us is Santa Monica. And then we met Greg Cruz on Venice Beach. I will show you later on, if you stick around, the video of us going to Venice Beach. It's about 5 minutes long. Yeah. And when I'm changing cameras in about an hour from now, I'll show you. Venice Beach from 10 years ago,
oh my goodness. Yeah. We went to Venice Beach the summer before we had Rumble House.
Yeah. And we met Greg, and we met Abraham, and we met Alexander Elliott all in one trip. That was a pretty big trip. And so we've kept very close contact with Greg. He's a big part of our lives, but he's in the Venice Street Legends, and I should have worn my Venice Street Legends instead of my California. Yeah, I'll change when I get sweaty. And so he does such an authentic version of Johnny Cash. And I've always liked Johnny Cash, but I didn't love Johnny Cash the way I love Johnny Cash now. I love Bob Dylan and Johnny Cash almost equally in my mind. Yeah. And if I had liked Elvis growing up, I think we talked about that last week. Like I love Johnny Cash and I love Harry Belafonte more for their political work and the things that they did in the world. And authentically, same with Art Blakey. I really loved how he turned his jazz ensemble into more like a university where he'd bring people in and train them and then kick them out and make them start their own bands. And so one of the things I found is the voices and the artists and the musicians that I grew up loving. As I grew up, the ones I didn't trust, I liked Picasso for his work, but I never trusted him. I loved George Block. Right. I loved Bob Dylan. I liked Elvis, but I didn't love Elvis, but I love Johnny Cash. And I want to talk a little bit about why I love Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash and the Ring of Fire and Greg Cruz and The Library. And then that documentary we saw about Tricky Dick and the Man in Black, which blew my mind. Because once again, Johnny Cash, he was a freedom fighter. If you like those Che Guevara shirts, forget about Che Guevara. We want to talk about Johnny Cash being a freedom fighter. But he fought with love and his heart. And all that. So, what am I doing?
That's a lot of big ideas.
That is a lot of big ideas.
I appreciate you, and I appreciate this space.
Did I share everything I was supposed to share? Ooh, this is funny. I have a lot of stuff. Gorilla Wagon. There's some little. There's some tidbits Felix made. Maybe we'll wait till he gets here to do those. And I also made a short story about a tree.
It's really beautiful.
I've been busy this week. Okay. So if you'd like to contact us, you can text us at 403-629-7424. That is no longer our preferred way to communicate. Our new preferred way to communicate is, well, first of all, this would be awesome. Click on here. Click this, where it says, where's my finger? That is in our comments. And if you click here, you can join us as Theo has. And also, we would really love it if people at home would make art with us and share with us. Production. Holy smokes. Considered Twitch. Oh, that's a long time ago.
We are live to Twitch. Yeah, scroll down so we can see the...
Scroll in. Okay, so let's just pretend you don't know how to.
Yeah, let's pretend. How would you start? Because
let's do this.
Okay.
Okay. I was reading this book. Sometimes you find these awesome art books from the 80s.
Yeah.
This was not drawing on the left side of the brain. This was called Theo.
Yo.
I'm going to switch my screen over, and can you just like holler at me if my voice cuts out? Because sometimes doing these things, can you just give me a heads up if I'm going to, like, in 3 seconds, I'm just going to change my screen a bit. Can you still hear me?
You betcha.
Perfect. Okay. Turner. So we were talking a little bit about how it'd be really cool in this book I was reading from like 1982, back when our curriculum was written. What happened was the art teacher held up some ink drawings that were pretty wild, almost like auto deeks, like really black, hard edges, some thick lines, some very thin lines, and some dense parts and some loose parts. And he had university students draw the artwork, and then both the original print, which came from the 50s, a Canadian artist, and the prints of the students, university students that were test subjects, not art students, but just test subjects. But the difference between just having them draw these art pieces is he explained in meticulous detail what was good about the drawings while they were drawing them. So here they are, people that felt like they weren't artists, drawing this kind of simple, wild image, but also while the art instructor's looking at them, he's discussing in great deal what makes them so great. So Turner's one of the greatest action painters, light and dark painters ever. And this is a Turner painting. Do you remember the name of it? Do you have it handy? It's one of two. The Burning of the Commons or something like that.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. And and this isn't really even, this is like, obviously this is a digital
Burning
image
of the Houses of Lords and Commons.
of a painting, a photo somebody took in an art gallery. And it's pretty bland to look at on computer. I should have just bumped it up a little bit in Photoshop, and you get a better feeling of what it's like to stand in front of one of these paintings. But what makes Turner's paintings exceptional are, if you can see where on the left side there's the burning blaze. It was the real intensity of the yellows and the reds and the oranges contrasted to the blue sky. So whenever you want something to look bright in a painting, you got to make something around it look dark, right? Yeah. And that's a little bit like the sun. If your white is the white of the paper, and you're painting the sun, you need to leave your sun meticulously white, have a little bit of yellow around it. I'll let you talk a little later about how it's difficult when you're turning that yellow sun, blending it into a blue sky, because yellow and blue make green.
Yeah. And
when you have the sunlight blending in with the blue sky, that yellow of the sunlight wants to make green in the paint, but it doesn't really make a green ring when you're looking at it in the sky. So, but when you want your fire to look bright, you have to have a dull, morbid sky next to it. And then up near the top, what really caught my eye, and I'm not seeing it so much in this image as the one I was looking at before, is the little sparks of fire came from very loose, wide brush strokes that made the fire. And then in the wetness of it all, he took a palette knife and he scraped out chunks. So then underneath this dark, gloomy sky in the oil paint, he scooped out some of the paint, and you'd see these little speckles. And if I had a laser pointer, I'd be pointing them up on, figure that one out in the future. But here's what I liked about this Turner painting. It's in real life, it's very, very fierce, right? It's a little bit like when I hear people talking about Rothkos, right? Like people put Rothkos up, like, what is this? Is a square? It's like, no, like try and paint a Rothko and you will feel differently. Here's another way to look at that. I'll put it here. It's this fire here. Where's my zoom? Okay. It's this fire here contrasted to this blue sky here. It's up here, if you can find it online and get a closer look at it, that these little chunks were picked out. Then you have this bright bridge here. And down here, you barely notice there's these humans blending into the shadows, and it kind of really emphasizes like the power of this fire over the kind of like insignificance of the people down here. So when you're sitting in that, we should go on a studio tour and look at this. Now, just to be a jackass, and I apologize for my language, I was experimenting with. I just keep tabs on the enemy. So this is an AI image. Don't hate me. And I asked the AI image to make a turner. Now, interestingly enough, the AI can also discuss this piece in detail. And when it did, it was quite bland.
Yeah,
right.
that's so interesting.
So I asked the AI to talk about this, and it talked about it did talk about the shadows, it did talk about the contrast, and I appreciate that, but it wasn't zeroing in on any of the stuff that I thought was important. However, then you ask the chat, can you see a turner? And like, it can't. It doesn't actually see a turner. It has an accumulation of other people's explanations of it. So then I asked, well, what do you think this painting looks like? And it pumps this out. And so this is pretty, like, it's blue and it's orange. So those are the Marvel colors, right? That's the what do you call it? The blockbuster lens that they put on everything. It's got some little people kind of blending into the shadows. It's got a bridge. The bridge is on the wrong side. It has a very Scooby-Doo sky. And it's gotten way more of a Frank Frazetta kind of intensity, where like you're actually looking at painted flames versus like these flames that Turner made are so organic. He just allowed his brush to catch on fire and lit the canvas up, right? Whereas this is like obviously worked. This would make a fantastic puzzle at Christmas or something, right? Like,
it's so funny because when I was like gathering all of these ideas,
yeah,
and then I was printing this out, I was like, I saw the signature, and I was like, that's not a Turner.
No, I know. Actually,
and I was trying to find like reference to it in history. I was like, he doesn't.
And then,
and it was that's a crazy brain melt.
Well, that's the other funny thing about so these are two different programs, right?
Yeah.
This is off Google.
Yeah,
that's a Turner. This came out of I don't know. It's like called Night Cafe. It's just a thing I tinker with sometimes. But the funny thing about this is when you ask it to do a Turner, it's like, my copyright will not allow me to do that. I'm like, well, can you describe a Turner? And then it goes, yes, I could describe a Turner. Can you make a painting that Turner might have made? And it's like, bam. So it's almost like you got to like groom the computer into doing stuff. Like, you want to carry my books, don't you? So that's that. I think I lost viewers when I mentioned AI. All right, back to the real world.
It's so interesting because that, like, I feel like it's more comforting because, like, Turner tying himself to the front of a ship to get a sunset on the middle of the ocean,
I do think
will get a better effect every time.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's a comforting to me.
Right.
Like, it's not.
Okay. So you asked me a month ago, didn't you? Is this true?
I did.
You asked me how do I paint flames?
Also, yeah, and just like the idea of what's your thought process even behind it? Because like we talk about fire all the time. We talk about the lights downtown as kind of a new perspective of fire, the idea of humans gathering around the fire, the idea of humans gathering where the lights are for survival. And like, so this fire talk has always permeated our conversation.
Right.
And then
because we go for walks downtown.
Yeah.
Why are we so addicted to like neon lights? Why are we so addicted to fireworks? And because it was wired into us to not be afraid of fire. Those of us that weren't afraid of fire, that were drawn to the fire, lived. Those of us that fled from fire didn't live. And it's just the same reason we believe in ghosts, that if you're walking through the tall brush and you get spooked easily, you're going to leap when a stick breaks. But if you don't get spooked easily, then a stick breaks. And most of the times it's a prairie chicken, but sometimes it's a saber-toothed tiger. So that superstition is partly what led us to live. And also the desire to be near fire versus not be near fire is also part of what helped us live. Okay. So
so I liked the idea, like I liked what you're talking about when they were saying that they discussed what was good about the painting, not just what it looked like.
Yeah.
And then when you're talking, I like the idea of the sparks coming up in the air. And then so I'm gonna just a really light pencil drawing, you say, to like kind of get the basic shape.
Okay. So I wrote down some instructions on how to draw fire. That I looked up some instructions on how to draw fire. And the instructions I looked up said, draw the basic shapes out with a pencil, which is not how I do it. But I was also going to talk about how like foreign the idea of talking about how to do it was to me, because I just don't think that way. Right. I kind of remember, okay, so people ask me, what's it like to learn to draw?
I heard your phone buzzing.
No.
Okay.
I kind of remember thinking to myself, I haven't done fire before. But the way I would describe that is like, I think I was in high school and I had one of those like wristbands and there was 2 buttons on it. It was a leather thick wristband and it was black with like blue racing flames on it. And I looked at it and I thought, oh, you know what? That should be in my toolbox. I don't really know how to draw fire. I think there's like flames on my Hot Wheels cars, right? And so there's these kind of stylized flames that you can do that don't actually look like flames, but they definitely represent the icon of flames. And there's a tactic to learning how to do that and a pattern to it. There was a similar tactic, I think. I remember I was tinkering with waves one day. And I remember, again, when I was in high school, sitting there in art class, and somebody from the yearbook committee came and asked me if I knew how to draw a wave. And I just did a one line. And I probably spent...
Hello? Okay, I'll come down to let you in.
This is the Mr. Rogers episode, part of the episode. Are you going down?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Is that okay?
Yeah. So this is a stylized icon of a fire, and it just comes down to sort of like looking at flames that you like, and then emulating the kinds of loops. I didn't finish my story about the yearbook. I did one pencil drawing. I just scripted across, and somebody else cut out the colors, and they used it for the cover of the yearbook. And then so like my high school graduation yearbook has this like weird wave on it. I think it was like making waves, because in the Southwest we talked a lot about surfwear, and but they used this like kind of dorky wave that I drew, and I literally, like, I was just showing somebody how to make a wave, thinking that they would want to invest the time and do a better wave. And so they used my wave, which I would have put a lot more flow into. It didn't have the flow I wanted, but they also like credited me with the yearbook cover, which kind of like rattled me, because it'd be like if somebody took one of your worst rough like if this was the yearbook cover. So these are stylized flames. And like I said, I don't really know what it's like to learn how to draw flames, because I've always known how to draw flames. And I don't know what it's like to learn to draw a lot of things. I do know what it was like to learn to drum, because I was like 30 when I learned to drum. So I kind of remember these steps, but banner, media, bam, that's who we are. So this is my moon pen. So anyways, I wouldn't normally draw out the flames first, but I did, because if you want to do it that way, you can. And then the next thing I would do, steal Jesse's paints, is just stick with the yellows and the reds and the oranges. And since yellow is the weakest of those, and by that I mean the orange will overpower the yellow and the red will overpower the orange, I'm going to start with the yellow, and then I'll work my way into the orange while it's still wet. It's really fun if you want to tinker with fire. And I'm doing it this way because I'm going to use my paints a little more opaquely, meaning I'm not going to the water as much as I could if I hadn't drawn the lines first. But since I have these lines, I painted on thicker. It's nice to just paint, though. You can paint the fire in with just water. Like you use your imagination and you just put drips. There's some drips here. Paint the whole thing with water. Like this. Just paint the water, and then you can take the colors and just touch them into the water, and they bleed out in such authentic and lovely ways. But I'm actually not wanting to paint fire tonight. I'm going to want to paint the fire to go away. So I'm thinking in terms of manifesting. I'll show you how to paint some flames, and then I'm going to make my flames disappear. And while I'm waiting for Jesse, maybe I'll give you some fun facts.
Fire is a chemical reaction known as combustion, involving rapid oxidization that releases heat and light. Humans cause 85 to 90% of wildfires. Common human cause include unattended campfires, burning debris, equipment use, discarded cigarettes, and arson. This highlights the significance of human impact on wildfire occurrences. Combustion requires 3 elements: fuel, oxygen, and heat, collectively known as the fire triangle.
Perfect.
Removing any one of these elements can extinguish a fire. Ba, ba, ba.
Okay, do another one.
I really appreciate you for still being with us because I am not holding up my bargain to be entertaining right now. There was about 12 videos we made of Felix's fire bits of knowledge, and I'm not going to show them all tonight. But there was also, we did some comedy, more for our own sakes to see how it would work. And it was kind of funny, but also in poor taste. So we decided not to do puppet comedy tonight. But most of the comedy was, I guess, at the expense of people that think it's a natural cycle that the earth is burning right now. And so I think it'd still be pretty appropriate. If Jess hadn't gone to the door when she did, I would have grabbed my own art supplies and got a bigger brush. And that's another important lesson. When I was in junior high, my art teacher gave us these big cardboard. I need my hands to be bigger. Big cardboard portfolios and a box of pencil crayons, and she had us make record albums on the big cardboard with pencil crayons though. And then she disappeared in the staff room for 3 weeks. And I think when you want to buy some time, you give kids big cardboard boxes and sharp pencils. It takes 3 weeks to color it all in. So you really got to match the size of your product. Can you pass me some of my art supplies there? Yeah. Over there. So if you have a big piece of paper, use a big brush. Your paints are nice, by the way.
You can use them.
No,
they're your paints
I don't want that. I do want my paints though. Where did the water go? Hello, Felix. Come on to this side.
Oh,
It's
I
right
grabbed your
here.
bag.
We already got you. Box just nearby down there's good. I'll grab it in a minute.
Wait,
This bag? What else do
so
you need?
like this?
No, other hand, left-handed.
Did you bring your? Oh, you did.
Are you live or something?
We are live right now. Yeah.
We're live. It's not Memorex.
We have guests.
Theo's on there. See, look.
So,
There's this, and then if you want, I can just stitch them right on, and then it gives you a little bit of that.
can I have one?
Oh.
Yeah. Could be.
You're not exactly in the camera. Try
I'm not sure that's right.
try here. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Cute, actually. See it?
Can I see with the wings?
Look, he.
Oh, yeah, ears?
Well, I don't know.
I like them better as ears.
Ears.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think? You're the puppeteer maker.
Felix, what do you think? Ears?
Thank you.
Look how cute. Oh, that's so cute. Oh my god.
All right. Here's where it becomes fire.
So,
I should let this dry, but I'm not going to because I'm in a hurry.
Yeah.
But it's the darkness around the fire that really turns it into fire.
so this is got nothing to do with
Destruction.
That's right.
So what we do is over the weekend we shoot videos, and then so in like while we're making art, Rich will be like, "Oh, it's kind of like a lull in conversation. This is what we did this weekend," and then he like plays a puppet video or whatever that we did over the weekend. So then it's
If
like,
you're feeling bold enough, you could load your puppet up and we could introduce you.
Well, I need to practice and I don't have ears.
yeah,
Okay.
I'll get it all. That's awesome.
I'm not so sure I can cut the high demand here for perfection, so. I'm
I think-
curious.
We're sketchy. Don't worry about
It's
it.
super fun to do it on like the weekend. We can shoot a video, and then it's like not live. It's like a little bit more.
I just realized I can dual puppet with this.
Do you like
Right?
that?
That's why I made him
It's
left-handed.
in there, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
I've always
I'm
been looking
really
away
good.
from
I mean,
you.
he's really a goofball,
Yeah.
but
Feel
it's a
it.
nice
Like
goofball.
that.
it is 100% the
Feel it.
gloominess of the sky that's going to make this fire. Oh, I hate when the kids say pop. That's like some social media talk.
Just stitch it now. So
You really
have
gotta
to
make
do
it
right
pop.
now, and then you could take it.
Well, sure, if you'd like. I mean, I don't want
Like,
to interrupt here.
social
no, that's
media
not
I'm being a
artists.
taxi driver.
Can you stitch it, Jesse? Can you stitch it on screen though?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna get my stuff. in there.
Okay,
So
good.
we need a needle and thread.
Yeah, I got it. I got my sewing.
She keeps her sewing kit on her hip.
I got it all locked down.
Okay.
So this is to another thing. It's like
Is your
on
chair-
Twitch, so
you
this
pulling
is
your
what
chair
it
in?
looks like.
Yeah, I can see that.
So there's like when people join in. So
Right,
Theo's working from his studio, and then this is the other camera, and then this is like the different.
okay.
So then, yeah,
Got a pen in here.
Nice about this paint, these paints is
Magic bag of having
when they
something random in
dry,
it.
they work really nicely with pencil crayons. So once you get this in, if you want to put some
The bag.
higher sparkly details in, you sure can. If I was going to work on this tonight, and I'm not, I think I might keep this and put some skulls and corpses into there, and it'll be like edgy. Alrighty, I'll put this one aside. So there's my art lesson on how to do fire.
oh, that's lovely.
You don't need it.
Lovely.
You don't need it.
All right, so what were we going to do though?
So manifesting. You started talking about manifesting, and then we were talking about
Grandpa.
do we really paint
Thank you.
fire all night, or do we finish?
Okay, it's 7:47. Here's one thing I'd like to do. Do you know where my
Guys, do you know where my folding pad is and stuff?
Can you pass me that painting there?
No, you can look in your room if it's not all
Can you
back
pass me
in
that
there. There's
painting?
a shelf.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and try not to step on the paintings on the floor because they're wet. All right, this is my turmeric
Go
painting,
look in your room. I'm so sorry. Yeah, go see if it's there.
and it is currently really crinkly, so we're going to flatten it with the iron. And oh, okay. I did dislocate my shoulder.
From over here, that was so weird.
I know.
So weird.
Really, what I would describe that as is a heck of a bunch of pain that I was trying to disguise discreetly. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. This is my turmeric painting I did today, and I'm gonna take the fire right out of this, and we're gonna manifest some.
Rain and
yeah.
the water.
Because I'm not superstitious, unless I'm superstitious, then I'm super superstitious. So, this is David is done with turmeric
Got it.
and charcoal. So actually, these are probably a couple of our oldest colors.
Yeah.
We've been using black for 100,000 years. We've been using black, red, yellow, and white for 40,000 years. Blue for about 10,000 years. And that lime green you see sometimes is only about 200 years old. Lime green and hot pink are brand new. You know what you should do there, Jess?
Yes.
Is if you could copy that link right there.
Yep.
And then maybe we can send it to Zach Abbott in the Vancouver.
Let's see if I can do it from. Can I do it from here?
Yeah. If you go to Facebook.
And copy it and
Yeah.
then send it. Yeah, I can do that.
How was your week?
Very good, busy, but very good so far.
You're retired. You're supposed to be relaxing.
I am relaxed. I get up, have a cup of coffee, put a hot water bottle on my back, do some work. It's quite civilized. And I don't
Do you
have
find
to-
that you thought that you'd have more spare time when you retired, and now it's just like you're just doing more stuff?
No, I have lots of spare time.
Oh.
But I fill it up with things that I enjoy doing.
We have this experience in the summer where it's like you go from working these long
Sure.
days and getting home and then being like just crushed to get the other things done. And then the summer comes
Of course, yeah.
and it doesn't seem like there's any extra time. Like you'd think there'd be some extra time along the way and it just doesn't come, it doesn't show up. I was actually thinking the same thing, that they don't really prepare teachers for retirement in the sense that we work 10 months a year. We get 2 months off. We spent 2 months, too much money over those 2 months. And then the next 10 months paying it off.
Yeah.
And teachers start planning for their retirement in their, early 50s. They retire, between 55 and 60. And then they immediately realize they got to sub 5 days a week to pay for their extravagant lifestyles because they're not used to having 12 months of summer holidays.
No kidding.
And there should be some conditioning and training for teachers to say, look at you can't build the habit of splurging July and August for the 30 years you're teaching and then retire and expect to be able to do that 12 months a year. Because I think that's the biggest illusion. And I've seen all these teachers sort of crunching the numbers right before they retired, thinking, oh, what am I working for? It's not in my best interest. And then the next year they're back subbing. It's like, why are you back? It's just you can't live off the pension. You probably could, but you got to start living like it's year round. You can't keep living like you have 2 months off a year. I watched the original Body Snatchers.
Oh yeah.
With one of my students today that are having exams.
Aren't you supposed to be doing books and?
No, it's exam week,
Oh, yeah?
and one of the kids didn't have an exam, but showed up. And so you're most of the teachers are doing planning or other kind of paperwork things, and I'm usually pretty eager to leap into the
Hanging out with the kids.
Chilling with my bro, yeah. And so we watched. He wanted to watch Young Guns yesterday, and that was easy to access.
Not the best movie.
No, and then I would have rather showed him Butch Cassidy. No, not but yeah, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. But
Or the Magnificent Seven.
there was a ton of things I was looking for, but I eventually found that there's that website that has the classic films, and I showed the original Body Snatchers.
That's wonderful.
I think the star of that was the Colonel on MASH in later years.
Colonel Potter?
Yeah, when he was a young man, he was in the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
He was Sergeant Friday's second partner in Dragnet.
Yeah, I never saw that.
Yeah, his name is Henry Morgan.
Right. And did he have another show after MASH? Did he have a show where he was maybe he was a radio host or something?
I don't know.
Quite like him. Do you know, I was a kid when Trapper John MD was on, and I think it was kind of on in tandem with MASH, but I never pieced together that it was the same character that had.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not even in the slightest. I thought I did not recognize that leap. Then again, I think I started watching MASH during the last episode. So I'd kind of come home, toss my bag on the couch, make myself a snack, and start watching junk food TV.
Of course.
And around the time that MASH came on in reruns, I'd kind of zone out. And then once a week was a new episode of MASH. And it just so happened the night that it was ending, the series was ending.
Yeah.
I got the impulse to watch an episode, and maybe just there's so much hype around it being the last episode, and I was just blown away by it. And I wasn't even really familiar. I must have been a little familiar with the characters because they'd been on so long.
Oh, yeah?
But I was just moved by it, and then I watched all of the MASH. I think they kind of also set it up in Calgary where you're watching reruns all the time in context of after the last show aired, they kind of set it up so the reruns were coming on from scratch. So the day after the last episode of MASH. What's that?
He had reruns.
Yeah, they put the original rotation back on. All right, here's what I need to do. Can I use your?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
I need a nice blue sky. So what I did earlier was I painted this scene that might be California, and I put all the flames in because I need to exercise them from my heart. But now I'm going to paint the flames away,
I like that idea.
and maybe
Yeah.
the winds shift in just the right direction. Because also sometimes you have to paint what's in your heart. Like you have compulsion to paint these flames because it started with me being worried about Greg. And then you think, well, what's the point of making this painting? Because nobody in the world wants to watch California burning over their fridge every night. How was dinner?
It was complicated,
Oh,
but enjoyable.
what? Oh, because of tonight. I didn't anticipate you guys were eating dinner when I started making plans for Felix to come.
Yeah, well, it was complicated a little bit by that and the fact that one kid is 4, one kid is 7, one is 12.
Yep.
So I could just say, if you don't enjoy what I cooked, starve. I could cook what people will eat with a gusto.
Yeah.
So I end up making 3 different meals for the palate of the 3 children.
I think though, you know what? Like,
Yeah.
Felix loves to cook.
It's just, I don't love it, but it's great for seeing the kids
Yeah.
enjoy.
Does he cook at your house?
Sure, all the time.
That's good. So that's one less meal.
I don't go out unless I absolutely have to. I mean, I spent 35 years traveling,
Yeah.
so I had many, many, many hundreds of thousands of nights eating out somewhere.
Yeah.
So
We in tandem with eating better, started eating at home more. And it's been a huge
it is by far a much healthier choice.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then we keep promising ourselves like a
Like,
treat.
oh,
Like,
we can go out to India and we deserve it. We worked it. But then when we get down to it, it's like, actually, I kind
it's
of
kind of
like
nicer at home.
Yeah,
the ambiance here.
well, I get that part of it.
Well, and your place is like people would go on holiday to a place like your place. Maybe I shouldn't say that.
Well, I am on holidays every day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
I can pretty much choose what I get done. It's a neat feeling.
That is really lovely.
I don't have any Zoom calls. I don't have any student exams.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was a big sigh. Everything working out?
Yeah, you know, just the lungs deciding they needed a little more oxygen. You know, then I had to get rid of it.
I am a big fan of sighing, and I'm also a big fan of the forced sneeze. And it started about, I don't know, 5 or 10 years ago. This kid in my class did like a bless you when they sneezed. And I was like, dude, you did that on purpose. He's like, it's great. You should try it. And I was like, yeah, okay. And then I just did like an exaggerated forced sneeze. And yeah, I highly recommend it. Not for everybody. Like maybe your math teacher might not love it, but if you pick the right spot, you know, especially if it's like lunchtime and you're on your own time, just let her rip. Sneezy, I call it. Tell me about how your poetry experience went today, Felix.
Good.
We will probably feature Wakefield one day on our broadcast. But he was in your school today. That's a funny coincidence. Did he mention he knew you, or was it on the DL?
No, I talked to him.
What'd you tell him?
I said, I think you know my dad.
Yeah.
And then I got a picture, which was picture-y.
A picture of you?
And him. Like,
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Okay, so who are we making this for?
Okay, so there's a lot happening right now.
Okay.
I'm making this for me because I'm trying to erase the bad feeling I had about painting a burning California. So this is for me, and I will own that out. And then can you pass me that?
This?
Yeah. This one I'm sending to Greg Cruz.
Who's Greg Cruz?
He's our friend from Venice Beach. You will meet him this summer when we go to
What does he do?
Look.
He plays Johnny Cash songs on the beach. And that's what I really want to paint tonight. I'm going to paint a Johnny Cash.
Yeah. Their group is called the Venice Street
there
Legends.
piece of paper right there. Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
but we're also sending something to a library, so you can make a painting for a library. Actually, you can make a painting for anybody you want because you're a free spirit.
Well, I was thinking I could get out my ukulele and then use that as inspiration to make a guitar.
Are you going to paint a ukulele
No,
or play the ukulele?
Felt.
Get my ukulele.
Go get your ukulele. Yeah,
that is lovely.
Do you want to see my story? Felix, did you see my story?
Story about what?
Fire.
If you want to poke your head in here, like you can stay off screen if you're shy, or if you
I
be
can
able.
see it.
You've got it. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm watching you.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna play my story, and I'm not so proud of this story. Hey, Felix,
Yeah?
come see my story.
Very out of tune.
Okay, just for a minute, okay? I'm proud about how much content I'm getting made in a week. Not whether it's good or not, but just
Bruce, this is such a beautiful. It's called an allegory, like a little.
Isn't it?
Yeah. No, I wasn't explaining that to you. I was explaining
the
like
one with
I would
the
call it an allegory.
Fire and the one with the
Yeah.
tree?
Yeah.
That one.
here we go.
An old oak stands in the woods of California. Its roots are deep, its branches bare. Fire approaches, swaying through the underbrush. Lay down, you big silly thing, Fire sneers, licking the air. The tree barks. Not a chance. Fire is amused. Old tree, why do you bother? I will cut you down. I have burned bigger trees than you. Now is just your time. The tree stands firm. He will not sway. He is steady. Fire, you only take. I've been standing here for a very long time. I give shelter. I provide shade. I hold water. I'm a home for life. What do you leave behind? Fire crackles. I bring change. I clear out the way for something new. The tree does not flinch. That is your excuse. You destroy without purpose. Fire curls his lip, temperature rising. I bring space. I bring new life. The tree unmoved. You bring destruction. My seeds will bring rebirth. The people will stop you. They will bring water to wash you away, and they will rebuild. You might burn me down, but another oak will grow in my place. My roots and my seeds are deep in the earth. Fire hissed back. Those people are lazy. They use fire themselves because burning is easy. They burn fuels so they might preserve their own energy, and they burn without thought for how it affects the world. A bigger fire is a bigger feast for them. A longer spear means they kill a mammoth instead of a deer. The tree's trunk is not shaken by the heat of the blaze. They will see. I believe in them. Fire scoffs. I disdain them. They use me without grace. The tree stands firm. His trunk beginning to waver in the winds of the approaching blaze. You don't feel anything, Fire. Fire lashes out. Then why don't you stop me? The tree's leaves rustle in the hot wind. Because if I burn, another tree will grow in my place. The people will see how much they need me. They need trees to live, and I need their breath as much as they need mine. You, fire, you are combustible. You lay waste. Your heat, your warming. No one ever said you don't matter, but you are insatiable. And you will be contained. Fire roars louder. The tree's voice grows solemn. If I were to fall, the people will realize they need to change their ways. Fire flicks an ember with defiance. You believe in them? I believe they will change. The tree replies unwavering. Fire hisses. Its low voice now a whisper in the wind. We will see. The fire reaches up and drapes over the oak. His breath sweeps past, leaving ashes and despair. But beneath the ashes, seeds do remain, small, unbroken, waiting for their time to grow. Beneath it all is hope. The people will come to see and change.
Wait, we're doing the library?
Library and Greg Cruz.
Both?
And Johnny Cash.
Everybody. We're just
Anything you want. You can make something to send to Greg Cruz. You can make something to send to the library.
I'm not gonna make something related to them. I'm just gonna make a cute fuzzy.
Make a cute fuzzy. Can you make fire? Because that was the other thing tonight is we're going to try and learn how to do fire. Fire, burning in my heart.
I really, really liked the
Is it okay if I dump this out?
If you clean it up after.
Because I don't know what colors I have in here.
Should I talk about how I'm doing this? Do I have anybody at home making art that wants to share their artwork? That would be amazing.
Beep.
That's cute. I almost hit end stream when you were reaching across me. Jack Pike, I make fire. Jack Pike, send me your fire. 403-629-7424. If you want to send it to me by text or
Hey, wait, do we have the
PO box?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's put that up.
Okay. Yeah.
We got a PO box, David, and that way we can have people mail things to us without maybe necessarily telling everybody exactly where we live. PO box 13035 Beltline RPO T2R 1C6. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to start that. Well, what we're planning to do is we're going to invite people to be our pen pals.
Yeah.
But we're going to call it fan mail, and we're going to send them fan mail to tell them how much we love them. All right. So should I talk about my process or just draw? I'm going to draw Johnny Cash because while I was thinking of Greg Cruz, who makes a living doing Johnny Cash cover music, we were also watching Tricky Dick meets the Men in Black. That was an amazing show. Are you a Johnny Cash fan?
60-40.
Yeah, I was a admirer of Johnny Cash my whole life, but actually, I was just telling Jess, I don't think it was until we met Greg Cruz that I really got interested in Johnny Cash, and I'm very interested in how Harry Belafonte backed up Martin Luther King, and I'm very interested in the work Johnny Cash did for equity and equality in America. He would do things like he put Bob Dylan and Ray Charles on his country music show. The documentary Tricky Dick and the Man in Black he was a patriot, and he spoke highly of Richard Nixon when Richard Nixon started talking about pulling out of Vietnam, because they'd just gone to Vietnam to, I don't want to spoil the movie, but they'd just gone to Vietnam to support the troops. Nixon said he was going to look at pulling the troops. So on their live show, Johnny Cash said, I support this. And then half of his audience got outraged because they're hippies, and the other half of the audience was like, yay. But he was just a patriot, and he wasn't concerned about what the politics of the president. He just felt like you got to support the president. President invited Johnny Cash and his family to come perform at the White House. And he picked like three controversially almost disrespectful songs that go against.
The president chose three
songs he wanted that kind of mocked people on welfare, and then like kind of putting down hippies. And he made special requests for these three songs, and everybody's like, Johnny Cash is so loyal, he's going to sing these songs. And then he got up there and he sung three new songs.
He wrote a song specifically called Truth.
Yeah, and it was really challenging Richard Nixon to listen to the kids, which I thought was pretty. You were probably around for that, were you? Yeah.
We're like telling you, you're like, yep.
You're talking to living history.
Yeah. So the voice you're hearing is the voice of our one of our special regulars. Only we're still assembling his brains. So, Jess, could you hold the brains up to the camera? And this puppet is so new. I don't know if he even has a name. Did we name him?
No, not yet.
Oh gosh.
Do you want to show the? I'm on the little screen there.
Yeah, I want to flip. You're asking me to flip it. Is that what you're saying? I can do that. There's a lot happening here. Okay, there we go. So that's one of our new. And where's the other one? The hand.
Oh, the hand.
Yeah, so we have two new puppets to join us.
It's so good choice.
So this is a.
Actually quite similar.
No, they're not. They are. So you're right.
Oh,
Let's get your arm in here.
it's getting there. I just want to
that.
solidify this ear a little bit more.
So we shouldn't have to tell you this, but he's an owl, and he's the wise voice of history that's going to join us. And let's maybe we even invite some people to.
History is too young for him.
You're able to comment after going. Oh, that's from a long time ago. So what we're hoping to do is let's invite the audience to help name him.
Yeah.
Could the owl's name be like something off of Cash? Can we name him after Johnny Cash?
I think it should be something about that
Grandpa.
David Pascal was.
What's your middle name? Or is it what?
Williams.
Oh, Bill.
Bill.
Bill the owl. Bill Cash.
No, what do you think here?
What if they?
The birth of a character in real time. Okay. Normally I would not pencil draw in Johnny Cash before I painted him, but I wrote some instructions down on some tips on how to do things like this, and I thought I might try it out.
Use your own tips.
Yeah, like this is a step I often skip. I also skip wholeheartedly. I skip the urge to make a rough copy because I feel like when you do a rough copy, you really put your whole heart into the rough copy.
I don't like rough copies.
Yeah, and then your second version, the good copy, often isn't as good as the rough copy because you were excited about it when you did the rough copy. However, somewhere along the way, I realized if I do 3 copies, it gets better and better and better. And when I needed to paint Richard Halliday on Mark's World's Longest Fence, I think I had the urge to paint Richard Halliday 50 times. Mm-hmm. And I got him about 12 times when Mark said, hey, if you want to get a hard start on the fence ahead of the crowd, go paint your painting. So I went in. I remember I went down and I asked him to show me where it was, and he was busy. So I walked down, found it, and chalk sketched Richard Halliday in. And I came back, and he's like, oh, I can show you where it is now. I'm like, yeah, just give me some paint. And so he gave me a brown bucket, and I went down and painted it. And about 20 minutes later, Mark came down to find me. And he's like, well, let's go get your paint. And I was done. I sketched him in with a chalk in under 5 minutes. And hello, Steve Douglas. Hello, Jack Pike. Hello, Mark Nesbitt.
Yeah, I think the idea is that we get stuck on the idea of a rough draft and a good copy, but really it's like the more you draw, the more comfortable you are with that subject matter, and then it becomes part of you.
Yeah.
So it's not about doing one thing and then that's your good copy. It's like if you draw infinitely,
yeah,
you're going to be infinitely better at that subject.
Can I talk about it in a different way?
Yes.
There's another lesson I do where I have the kids tape an image down.
Yes.
And then what they do is just like animation, they lift up the corner and then they draw a line where it is, right? And they're training their eye to hold that image. And so it's persistence of vision drawing. So you're lifting and you're drawing, you're lifting and you're drawing, and as you get to here, you can peel this part off and you work your way around. It's a little different than the grid system. But I call it. I haven't ever seen that lesson. Just something I told my kids because it came out of my hand-drawn animation practice. I tell them to do it because it works on their persistence of vision. Persistence of vision is what makes animation work, right? When your eye sees 24 frames flicker in front of your eyes. Or Robin explained it really well when she was talking about a ghost. And I don't believe in ghosts except for when I do. And what had happened was somebody had told me Robin wanted to move out of the apartment we're living in because of the witch that was in the bathroom. And I'd seen a witch in the bathroom as well and just thought it was like schizophrenia or something. So we're just driving down the street and I was like, Robin, she's like, yeah. I'm like, did you tell Patty that you saw ghosts in the bathroom? She's like, yeah. I'm like, can you talk to me about what that was like? She's like, well, Dad, we're driving down Elbow Drive. She says, if I looked at that tree and I really looked at it and I blink for a second, I can still see it. And then it fades away. And that's what it was like. I walked into the bathroom and there was a witch on the toilet. And then I blinked and then I opened my eyes and she was gone. So
Did she flush the toilet?
I think she didn't go into the bathroom. I
Ever
think she
again.
probably didn't go into the bathroom for a few weeks.
Never, ever again.
How old was she?
How old was she?
Yeah.
I think she was 10.
That would be a little unnerving, I think.
Yeah. Well, and the weird thing is, I'd completely forgotten about this, and I don't believe in ghosts. However, that apartment was a one-room bachelor suite, and it had a Murphy bed, and it had a hallway that went to nowhere. It was just a closet. I think it was more meant so you could change and not be in front of the window, but there was basically a hallway that was just a hallway. Can I have just one more inch? I love you. And I put a cot in that hallway because the cot was exactly the width of that hallway. And I took a nap in there because the hallway was like the rest of my apartment was in front of the big bay window. So in the daytime, it was very bright in there. And that wasn't bad, but I think I was working a night shift or something. I decided to take a nap in the middle of the day. And it was very dark around that corner in the hallway. So I put a cot there and I lay down and took a nap. And while I was sleeping, I woke up in the dark, and hovering over top of me, like the size this big, was like a witch's head. And it scared the bejesus out of me. And I jumped out of that cot, completely forgot about it. That was years before Robin saw the witch. And the weird thing was, so I was moving out of this other apartment, and the conversation was, we moved back into the first apartment, and Robin's like, had told this friend of mine that she didn't want to go back to where the witch was. And so when I asked Robin what the witch looked like, she said, well, it looked like the witch from The Last Unicorn.
Yeah.
Which is exactly how I'd envisioned the other witch that was floating over my head. And so then I was telling another mutual friend of mine, I was like, well, so this is weird, but Robin said she saw a witch in the bathroom. And this other friend of mine who I hadn't seen in years was like, oh, is that the same witch you saw? I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, you said you saw a witch in a hallway. And sometimes you have these most vivid memories where it's like you hear your soul landing in your body. Like it's like on TV, they go whoop, and the camera zooms in.
Yeah.
And it was one of those whoop, when I was like, holy crap, I did see a witch in that bathroom. So I think Robin and I probably had the same horror nightmare, or maybe there's a good reason not to live in that house. But when I go by that house, even though I'm not superstitious, I hold my breath for the whole block. That's amazing.
Felix, look.
I'm sorry, but can his name be Doug?
No, it has to be something that isn't Bob or Johnny or Doug.
The Oracle?
Could be Orly.
Could be what?
Orly.
Yeah.
Orly.
Bob Cratchit.
This is awesome. This puppet is just excellent.
You know what I love about it
this.
is I think you've got the knack for also using your natural voice.
Yeah.
Because one of the processes we've put into place here is trying to use your actual voice with the puppet. And it's so easy to slip into an affectation, but we're also kind of committed to the authenticity of what we're doing. And I think when you use your own voice, it draws out a more authentic version of yourself. And we did this with the puppet interviews we did.
Yeah.
Is we made a puppet for
I'm
Eugene.
on fire.
Oh, it's little guy.
Love it.
No, now I'm gonna give him eyes. It's gonna be like,
Can I have this one? Can this be a gift for me?
Sorry. Oh, yeah, sure.
Where did you want it to go?
What? Oh no, I didn't hear what you said.
I said, can I have it? Can this be like for me? Can this be a me gift?
Wait. Ooh. I'm gonna make the fire a bit bigger. Yes.
Jack Pike, the witching room. Yeah.
Where things happen.
I will tell you one day on a live feed all the things that happened in that apartment. And for a guy that doesn't believe in ghosts, I ended up breaking my lease because I was not going to live in that place anymore.
Ebenezer Scrooge. To the chains be forged in life. It's turned into a Dickens reading.
Love is a beautiful thing.
The fiery ring. Ooh. I fell for you like a child. Oh, and the fire went wild.
I also did some work on trying to explain the difference between a Turner and a Frank Frazetta. And I even tried to come up with a different plan for how I'd make a Frazetta versus how I'd make a Turner.
Yeah. What's a Turner?
A Turner is this is a Turner
William
here.
Turner.
He was so what made him special
William
was
Turner.
it was considered the proper way to be in a studio and to paint from inside your studio. And to go outside was like not washing your
Barbaric.
hands after going to the bathroom or eating with your fingers at dinner table. Like it was considered absolutely unfavorable to go outside and paint. Dirty, low.
Yeah.
And Turner took it to an extreme where he tied himself to the mast of a boat to paint a storm. And he was just nuts about the authenticity.
So good.
Yeah. Now Frazetta, he did more of a comic book kind of oil painting that was very stylistic and very, very. He did the Conan the Barbarian comics.
Really delicious.
Yeah. And so when I was kind of breaking down how would I do a Frazetta versus a Turner, Turner has such soft and authentic and organic colors where it's like the brushes are allowing the flames to breathe. Frazetta has a much more illustrative, structured, almost like, I don't want to say comic book because there's nothing comic book, but compared to Turner, it's definitely very, very it's an icon versus a rendering, right? Like there's a real stylized paint stroke to every lick of the flame. But also Turner would be painting what Elijah used to call direct painting, where he's like putting the painting down and pushing the paint around. He did build up in layers, which is a little bit like the Florentine painters.
Glazing.
Yeah. But Frazetta used a very Florentine style where he would have painted the whole thing in black and white to get the tones, let it dry, and then come back in and glaze the colors on.
I always do the colors first. I'm just like colors.
Yeah, but one strategy you can do is do the whole thing in black and white, so you have the gray tones, and then put the colors on top after it dries, or you can just direct paint the whole thing as you want to see it. Okay, I just want. That's some nice variety of line.
That is a really good
I know.
one.
Just
That's
lucky paint strokes.
See, that's the thing too. It's not luck. There's no such thing as luck.
He's
You
ready
paint
and
every
not
day,
ready. Yeah, okay.
right?
But
And look
I'm
at that.
as far as this ear goes.
That is a good. Oh, I wish if any of the kids I'm teaching were watching. That is exactly what we were talking about. The idea of quality of line and that variation.
Has language changed in your classroom? Because there's certain things that whenever you say certain things, all the kids snicker about.
Oh my gosh. I was talking about glazing, and so I
Yeah.
had to ask a kid what glazing was.
Right.
And then I was saying about something massive, and then they're talking about a massive fade.
Paper fade.
Yeah, see? We have to ask Felix to translate for us.
Yeah.
What's that mean?
What
It
did
was
you do with Wakefield today? Tell me all about it.
So we talked about words
Yeah.
and we talked about swear words that we shouldn't be saying,
Yeah.
which we weren't saying, but
He was just preparing for worst case scenario.
yeah.
Why did Wakefield say not to swear?
Like, what was
Not
the
to swear,
context?
but not to be mean.
Maybe the power of words,
yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
Because I have a belief that you shouldn't swear because sometimes swears might save your life, right? For instance, and this is an example of how things go wrong for me. Because I would tell the kids when they were caught swearing, I'm like, don't swear now. Now's not the time. Swearing are powerful words and you might need them to save your life. Like, what are you talking about, Mr. Taylor? I'm like, well, for instance, if a guy in a black van pulls up to you in front of the school, rolls down the black tinted windows and says, hey, your mom wants me to give you a ride home. Scream your worst word and run down the street screaming it as loud as you can, right? And then so later on, I get called into the office like, what's this about you telling the kids to swear at people in black vans? I'm like, no, context is everything. There's more to it than that.
I was like, wee.
And I had another story when they should swear, and it went like this: is imagine you go to a party, right? And there's kids at the party like, hey man, you want to try some weed or a cigarette or something? And let's just imagine your parent, you'd already called for a ride and they're coming to pick you up. I would say if somebody says, do you want to try this substance, smoking weed or something, it would be forgivable for them to have offered it to you not knowing how diligent you are trying to live your life. So you say, no thanks, I'm good. Should they say a second time, hey man, why don't you try it? You would say, no, really, I'm okay. And should they ask you a third time, that's a good opportunity. If you want to save faces, I effing said no. And let's just say your dad was picking you up at a party. You're standing near the hedge, and he hears you through the bushes using the F word, I don't want to do drugs. I think he'd be okay with that. I wouldn't be like, you're not going to spank him for using the F word if you're telling the drug dealer to go away. But I wholeheartedly think that you need to save those words for when you need them. Also, before you wet yourself in class, right? If you have to go to the bathroom, you say, can I go to the bathroom? And teacher's in a bad mood, and they go, no, not right now. If you're going to wet yourself before you have an accident, which will follow you past university, you say, I effing gotta go. They're going to let you go, and they're going to realize it's important. You can also just leave the room without swearing, but I do think that you need to save those words for when it's life and death. I don't know if that's what Wakefield told you. Was it similar to that?
Well, he wasn't talking about that word. He was talking about like that.
Like being mean to each other?
No,
Like-
he was talking about words that kids use and they learn from hip hop.
Oh, yeah.
I think is that correct?
Yeah.
He said, "Do not trivialize these words."
That's a good call. Did you have what's another video? Did you want to share a video?
I might have showed up. Well, what time is it?
No.
Oh, it is 8:27.
You have a good plan.
I tell you what I'll do. Because we were talking about our trip to LA and meeting Greg Cruz, and since there's 7 people with us, but we never know how many people are going to stay, I'm going to try a video. It's a little bit long, but it's the story of how we got to LA and back after we lost the first gallery. We had a summer off after we abandoned the second gallery. Most people don't know that Rumble House was the third gallery. We drove a van to LA and we traded 40 paintings for 40 good deeds.
Really?
And I just, here, watch.
I knew a man, Bojangles, and he danced for you.
Hey, we're in Great Falls, Montana. We're going to Venice Beach to give away some art. We're going to set up a tent and trade artwork for random acts of kindness until they kick us out. Keep you updated.
I did a pretty good job of blocking the light out of the van because I couldn't sleep in this morning.
I'm wondering, should we stop in Vegas? Because we stopped in Vegas. Forget where we are. Baker. And we'll be on the beach today.
Before Rumble House.
Before Rumble House.
All
After
of,
Gorilla
all
House.
of us with
What year was this?
2014.
Slapped his leg and stepped.
You were just a
Said his name was Bojangles.
little cute
All right, for this painting right here, this beautiful painting,
1-year-old
I
little.
promise to no Charvette's loss.
He grabbed his pants,
Really
took
voices.
a bitter stance, jumped up high. That's when he clicked.
For these cute little butt cheeks, tonight at the bar, I'm going to buy the loneliest person all by themselves a drink.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tatiana Schifrin from Atlanta, Georgia, and this is my daughter Rachel, and she works with me at the office. And our good deed is going to be doing a free filling or extraction as soon as someone comes in the door with no insurance.
Thank you very much, Rich. In return, I'm going to make a painting for a friend of mine.
Hi, I'm Jason Lucky from Pittsburgh, and actually I live here in Venice also, part of the time. An old friend of mine who used to babysit me, and I'm going to go visit her in a nursing home and read her a book. A short book.
A very, very, very short book.
And after 20 years he still breathed.
Just
He
if you
said
turn
I
your chair.
dance now and every chance, a honky tonk for my.
You know, in Canada, the magpie's beaks are black.
Really?
They're the exact same bird, but in California, your magpies have yellow beaks.
I'm going to donate my time, a good deed, to the Broadview Community Hospital.
I just gave this lady some coconut water. It's just pretty lovely. And now I made her day.
Are you happy?
Yeah.
Oh, you're so cute.
Yeah. I know no mouth face hands.
Okay, so my good deed was I gave my painting away so my sister could have this one for her dad.
We'll write a song for an elderly person at an old folks home.
Okay, and sing it.
And sing it.
So in the exchange this delightful picture of this young man, I'm going to mail the poster to a guy over in Dublin, and I'm going to offer 3 hours of extra law tuition to my students who.
Can I bring you one of mine?
Sure. Love that.
Okay.
Then I gotta do something.
Charcos.
Okay, so here's the painting, and you're gonna do what for the painting?
I'm gonna teach people in prison or people that wanna learn art, and also read a book and see what else I can do too.
Yeah, man, that's cool. You're gonna go to prison and read a book.
Yeah.
Just do it safe though, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Sharian, and I work for the Hollywood Sunset Free Clinic. I run the Bird of Paradise thrift shop, and for this painting, I am going to continue to reach out to those in need of clothes, shoes, and love.
Bruce Chartier, and I just gave $20 to Abraham for this.
The only thing I'll ever ask of you, you've got to promise not to stop when I say when.
I'm going to donate my guitar and give lessons as well to an orphan back in El Paso, Texas.
Do you give the lessons? You keep your guitar? Yeah. Loan the kid the guitar, but don't give up your guitar.
No, I'll give it a new one.
Are you his mom?
Yes.
Okay, he's not giving up the guitar, right? Okay, but give the lessons, deal?
Okay.
Okay, man, shake on it.
Out of your head, out of my head, I sang. And I wonder when I say.
My name is Bob, and I'm gonna do at least several good deeds to get this picture. One would be maybe buying some clothes for somebody who needs a clothes.
And for this, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of a lot of clothes that I don't wear and give it to the people that need it. Thank you.
I'm washing my 80-year-old neighbor's car.
Here's me. You insist I take some supply money.
I did.
Okay, thank you. Take care.
Well, tonight we did backpacks for the local kids. 200. How many did we do?
We did 400.
400.
Is that yours too? Oh, here.
Well, go visit the people that I met at the psych while I was at the hospital. Yeah.
Really sweet, this film.
I just want to thank Rich and Jessica for making Venice Beach a greater place. They contribute to the world like these beautiful people are. So thank you, Rich and Jessica. I feel so honored, and I can't wait till you come back.
I'll see you there. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
By this time, she was good.
9:30?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a couple things about that video that are kind of funny. One, there's a young lady there with her twin sister, and she gave away a water bottle, a drinking water in exchange for a painting. Some people offered huge things. She offered a drinking water, and we never like challenged anybody on their
if it's good enough.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, but then her sister wanted, like, I kind of thought, like, oh, like I'm not giving all my paintings away for a bottle of water, and her sister wanted one. So the deal I made with her was if she gave the one that I traded for back, then her sister could have the painting for her dad, which was super sweet. But I never like alluded in the video that I actually let her keep both paintings. I just wanted her to commit to giving her painting back, and then I tricked her and gave her painting.
That's sweet.
They had two. And then there's another one. Oh yeah, Bruce Chartier had been renamed by Abraham Freight Train.
Freight Train.
And there was two guys in that story that stick out, because the guy that was there that said he was going to wash his neighbor's car, I often remember him as the movie producer, but he's a totally different guy than the movie producer that had never mowed a lawn before. And so we didn't get that guy on camera. But I often feel like when people are watching that, if they've listened to my stories over and over again,
recognize some of the
they would
people.
think, oh, that's that guy from the story. And actually, we didn't get the movie producer on the in the video. Okay, let's try this.
Look, I didn't know how to make rain. Can I show you?
Just give me a second. Here we go. Put it here for this camera. Is that you digging? We all need different dings for this. Would you like us to clear off the couch?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, I'll do that. Give me a second.
No, don't do the ding now.
Look.
No, I want to.
It's not ding time.
I was trying to find the sun coming out and the rain coming.
Okay, hold on. We got a message from Richard Cox. So, Richard, are you with us, Richard? Please tell me you are. And also,
like
did you get your painting? Because that would be exciting.
Oh, it's a little bit wet.
Ba-boop. Ba-boop. Here's my Jonah Cash.
That's really good.
Yeah. I got to work on, like, there's a quality here that's of grimness. He's got a grimness to the image I was trying to capture.
This one a while ago.
And at the risk of
a family.
now's not the time, Felix. Now's not the time, Felix. Pay attention to your dad when he says, now's not the time, Felix. Please stop. Colin.
Oh, okay, fine, thank you.
Love is a beautiful thing.
Did you play the Felix little snippet, the video?
I put his 3 videos in.
Oh, nice. Oh, you played them already. Oh, when I wasn't
I'm checking
here.
to see what else I had.
I wrote down a few. Felix video facts. You played your beautiful tree paint animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're...
Yeah, we got everything. Should we put a space X in? Why not?
We do have the third one, right?
Yeah. Felix? Yeah? I asked you to stop that.
Okay. You're missing the third installment of the Space Hero X.
You know what Dad is? He's doing some dad stuff. Like what? Some stuff in some places. So he's getting fuel? Maybe? So he's getting fuel from somewhere? Yeah. From who? Like maybe some pirates. Can we check in on him to see if he's okay? Your dad's usually probably okay, but yeah, we can check in on him. Here, the image narrator. Check in on that. Okay.
Give me the fuel!
See, your dad's totally fine. He's totally under control.
Yeah, but what about the pirates?
They're fine. They're pirates.
Yeah, but what if they need to get home?
They find a way. Pirates find a way.
But what if they have pirate dogs that they need to feed?
Okay, do you want me to call him back?
Yeah. Is that all of it? You better give me all of it. If you got any more fuel, I'm gonna... What? I'm a little busy here.
Felix is concerned about the welfare of the pirate. The pirate! He's wondering if you could leave half. Thank you, that is all. Boop.
What?
So.
Can you get out of my seat, please? Pirate fuel. For what? Because they need pirate fuel for what?
Well, just in case they had families, Felix was concerned.
Pirate families.
Like, what if they have pet dogs? That they need to
Pirates have parrots. Parrots.
Yeah, but what if
They don't eat much.
What if they also have dogs that they need to feed?
Great. Pirate dogs feed for themselves.
It's nice to see you.
I love you.
I love you too.
Where to, son? Where to?
Somewhere.
We don't know where we're going. Take us out. It's nice to have fuel again.
It is nice to have you.
Took us 3 episodes to get fuel.
Nobody said it'd be easy.
Then you had to take it from the pirates.
And then you made me give half back.
No one said it would be easy.
No one said it'd be easy. I think Kelly's with us.
Oh,
Here we go,
yeah.
Kelly.
Hi, Kelly. Nice. Kelly's joining from her studio.
Boop, 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 boop.
Oh, Zach says he's going to join next week.
All right, Zach, where are you?
Yeah. He's doing taxes right now.
Ah.
But he said next week, he's in.
It's all in.
All in. All in.
Right.
Pirate fuel. Definitely very good fuel. I wonder what space pirates would, how like space pirates would talk to normal pirates. You know, like.
Well, you might find out later in the series that we're the space pirates.
No. No.
Mo's Raiders.
No.
Mo Raiders.
It's
Do a quick reach through. Sorry.
Marauders.
That's mine. Just kidding.
It's not Mo's Raiders, Dad. Mo's
Mos Eisley?
Raiders closed a long time ago.
Okay.
I did a painting of La Loba, and she was by a fire in a cave, and that was really fun to try to do. Like the shadows behind her.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm going to do. A couple of people sitting around a fire in a big vastness of space.
He's fire. Fire with an eye patch. Arr! No, that makes no sense.
No, fire can have an eye patch.
Fire can't have an eye patch.
I remember my parents had their own
Fire can't be a
electrician for some reason. Like we must have had enough electrical problems that we had our own electrician.
That's crazy.
Or maybe he was like a friend of my
I was
dad's.
going to say, probably a family friend.
Sure. But he had one eye. And so for the life of me, I've always assumed that being an electrician meant that you might have one eyeball pop while you're working. And I'm not sure. Like, there's lots of reasons why he might have had one eye. Didn't have to be electrical. But do you any reason why an electrician would have one eye?
I bet it's unrelated to electrician.
I was picturing like he was like reaching for the socket and got electrocuted. His eyeball popped.
That seems very intense.
I also had a friend at the university when I was getting my university degree.
Okay, here's your
Who,
fire, Dad.
the first year, thank you. The first year he had one eyeball that didn't really look around properly. And the next year, his eyeball was fixed and right where it should be. And you know what's funny about this is I'm getting a parallax error that when I look at it like this, it looks like Johnny Cash. When I look like this, it does not look like Johnny Cash. So it's actually kind of working for me in person, but on screen next week, I'm going to set my camera up a little more flat. What was I just saying? Oh, yeah. So I asked him, because we were a little bit friends, and I figured I was close enough. I just said to him, hey, man, like I hope this is okay to ask, but did last year you have kind of an eyeball that didn't really point properly? And he's like, yeah, well, what happened was he was bungee jumping, and he lost an eye right before he got his teaching degree. So that first year, he had a glass eye, but it wasn't affixed yet. It wasn't set up in a way that it moved with his other eye. Mm-hmm. And then over that summer, he had an operation where his eyeballs were kind of like fixed to muscles, and he was able to control it. So that answered that curiosity. And, you know, actually, usually when I ask people like that, it's like I'm kind of guessing, is this the right moment? And if it's the right moment, I'll also almost have them say, it's so refreshing that you finally ask, because, you know, people often wonder, and it's not something they wanted to bring up. But, like, generally, it hasn't happened to me lately that somebody got really offended that I asked, but I have often good timing, I think, when I ask things like that. Dislocated shoulder, dislocated shoulder. Oh, I like that. Don't touch his shoulder. And but I didn't feel brave enough to ask him how he dislocated his eyeball bungee jumping. And I think about it all the time, especially whenever I see somebody bungee jumping. I'm like, at what point?
I feel like the thing whipped up and the spiky part hit its eye. And
is there a spiky part?
I almost think it's like gravity.
Yeah, so I figured it was either like a piece of the bungee cord snapped and smacked him in the eye, or he just like hit some velocity and it just kept going.
No.
Eyeball kept going. So, and I don't mean to make light of it. Okay, I got a Johnny Cash painting. This one probably go to Greg Cruz, unless I get somebody that. Okay, Amanda Ferguson sent us some pictures to 403-629-7424. And I do appreciate that.
Slow.
Well, it's because upside down and backwards. There we go.
Oh,
she drew fire.
Yeah.
I feel like I did something worthwhile. Where's that camera?
Up there.
Oh, there. I got to switch the view. So I didn't really actually think anybody was going to do this, but she did, and that's really sweet. I don't know if it's possible to see this. Oh, wrong arm.
I can do it here.
Okay, we're not going to be able to show it.
Let me try. Oh my gosh, pancakes.
But it looks exactly like the one I did. You have to hold it perfectly still.
Oh wait, I'm going to zoom.
How about we just don't do that right now? Okay. Can you stop? I failed twice, and you're like, I'm going to do just as bad. But it's actually, she did the exact same. Almost looks like she traced it. Like those are exact. All right, I'm looking forward to seeing when you paint those babies. Okay. Destroy the evidence. Can I recap the paintings I did for this week? Can you pass me those? This I painted today. It can go into recycling or it can find a home. But what I did was
You know what? They're going to get this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it?
No, the people.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that would go well to the library, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this was a painting I did of fire, and then I defired it.
I like that you made it
I
a blue
unfired it. I don't know if that has a home. If anybody wants it, you're welcome to have it for free. This we're mailing to Greg Cruz, not as a surprise because I already told him. I kind of blew that surprise. This is the fire lesson I did, if you can call it a lesson, but I think I'll work on this for a bit. Here's my Johnny Cash, who's also trapped in the Ring of Fire, sung by June Carter Cash. And then I'm going to do something with some flames. Oh, I wanted to sign that. I'm on Space Pen.
Space Pen. I need to find a way to actually like make it visible that they're mine.
Like a signature.
Yeah.
You need a little tag.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah.
We need to find a way to embroider you a little teeny tiny tag. And then you can stitch your tag in. I think that would be a good marketing for your future. Like we made, Also, we could make you a stamp. Would be pretty neat. And then you could stamp onto a tag. What?
Oh yeah. No, I think having an embroidered tag would be cool.
Yeah, but then you have to embroider it every time. Oliver used to have his own stamp. I think he called his business Raven House, if I remember correctly.
What was Raven House?
I want to use the word subsidiary, but I don't know if it's the right word. Subsidiary?
Yeah. Like an offshoot.
Contact us at P.O. Box 13035, Beltline, RPO T2R1C6. Send us a letter, and we will send you back some fan mail.
Yeah. Do you think it used to be easier with the P.O. Box that they could just go P.O. Box
America?
13035?
I think we watched a lot of American TV.
And then you just
And they
have to
probably
remember the P.O.
they
Box
probably
instead
had a
of all of the
completely
other parts.
Probably had a completely different mail system in the United of the States.
Oh, that's the other thing about fire. Having black inside in the base of the fire even. Because like...
Oh, I'm putting bones in here.
Oh, that's cool.
Bones.
Look at that.
Where? Yeah. That's like the thing that I don't do enough of, and you do an absolute way better job of than me, is I don't play with the watercolor spreading and bleeding the way you do. I paint with watercolor like it's
wash.
Oil paint, yeah.
Oil paint, yeah.
I paint with all paint like it's not paint, so.
Okay. So I'm going to make these the bones of bad ideas.
So bad ideas are all dead?
Yeah. This is where bad ideas go to become flames.
Oh, I know.
Oh my god.
Oh, I wonder if it was Amanda that I said could have the...
I stabbed it through.
I forget who I said could have the
tiger.
The girl on the tiger. It might have been Amanda.
Dad, I stabbed it through at full speed, and then I felt it touch my finger.
Did it go in?
No, it just touched my finger.
Are you bleeding?
No, it didn't.
Like, it was very close. He could feel it.
You felt the...
I feel like I had a moment like that with the Ulu knife.
You're like, you didn't.
No, I did. I didn't tell you. It was just like the very top layer of skin got cut, and I was like...
No, because when we bought the Ulu knives, we made
a
deal that wouldn't happen.
No, I know.
But it did.
It did. But actually...
That's not true.
It happened, and now I am like way less cavalier. I think I was getting a little...
I kind of feel that way about dropping a motorcycle on me, and everybody keeps saying like, oh, this is so sad you got hurt. I'm like, you know what? I couldn't get sick or get hurt for 12 years to the day, and I got hurt the day after I was able to get hurt. Yeah. And I really slowed down and ate that 2-week break, and it wouldn't have if I hadn't hurt myself. So Elijah was the first person that really got it, and he saw me in the hospital. He goes, I just hope it's a blessing. Mm-hmm. And it 100% was, and I'm not trying to be like positive about a negative. Like, I am so grateful for the 12 years that I didn't get sick, even through COVID, for the 12 years that all the injuries I had were stuff I could work through. Because even if it happened a week earlier, we would have been $500 down. We couldn't afford a week off the weekend before I got hurt. And literally the day before was when we returned Dr. John's paintings.
Yeah.
And it was really the first chance I got in 12 years to sit down and relax.
Hey guys, can I have some apple pie?
Is it too late to have apple pie, or is it you can have some apple pie? Yeah. Do you need help?
Leave room for 2 more.
Do you need help?
Sorry. I'm not having it.
You're okay?
Yeah, thank you.
On through the magic of television. I'm going to move my screen. There we go.
What are you doing? I was wondering if I could have it. It's in the freezer. Because it goes bad. Where do you like that now?
So big spaces, big brushes. Little spaces, little brushes.
Did you catchphrase every letter in the English alphabet?
No, you can't do letters. I'm sure you could make up.
Did you see where your speakers landed? Pasco?
Just a sec, please.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Pardon me? Pardon?
I'm painting it now, Amanda.
I just put my phone on charge. You had it just for about 5 minutes more.
That's fine.
Okay, you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm in the red.
What do you think of this?
Hmm?
What else does it need? Bunnies.
Yeah.
We got tickets to go see the Empire Strikes Back Philharmonic. When is that, Jesse?
Not till April.
April.
Felix, from after you get back your pie, you should clean up your hair. You're beautiful.
My beautiful pile of wool.
You should show. Oh, is Pasco seeing your camera?
Oh, have you even had a chance to look at your pictures yet?
He did. We looked at them in the car.
Oh.
Not very well. Can I see them again?
This is, he's got a new camera and then he's been taking pictures. So he started putting
I'm gonna
stuff.
put them in the book.
Oh, nice. This is a new one he just developed. Here, I'm gonna put this
Yeah.
box. We don't
Finish
sit on
the
it.
pie first.
Yeah.
What do you had a Nikon? I was talking to Colin. He said he inherited. Was it your Nikon or Peter's Nikon? It might have been Peter's Nikon. Did you choose to shoot 35 millimeter?
Yeah, I'll do this. You don't think about that.
I have the only camera I have is on my phone.
So
I'm not very talented with cameras.
well, neither are we. We're just starting out, but it's
Yeah,
pretty
well.
exciting, and it makes going for walks nice.
Oh, for sure.
And I keep saying this over and over again. It really isn't so much the photos that you take.
Yeah.
It's being out with your family on a walk and stopping and realizing, oh, so this is what Felix finds interesting. And
Sure.
so I really enjoy it for the sake of those moments where you stop and you realize what's captivating your family's interests.
Well, for sure.
All right. Amanda is painting
Nice.
the
Fire.
Hey, Grandpa,
Yeah,
can I see my photos? I want to put them into my book.
sure. Absolutely.
Oh, can I show you some? Actually?
Yeah, have them too. There you go.
No. Oh,
Hey. Grouping them.
okay.
You're grouping. I think this is your book here.
Yeah.
There you go.
so we got.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, we got this one.
Mm-hmm.
We got me, lights, pizza,
Right.
me. I
You.
like that one. It's got cool stuff. Chest. Whatever, like a thing. snow with my foot on it.
Of course.
I liked all your just explanations for thing.
This.
Thing was understated.
Bugs Bunny. That. That's really cool.
I should have worn my glasses, but I keep forgetting. After a lifetime of not wearing glasses, hard to remember sometimes.
And this.
I've met that character.
Yeah. That's my voice. And that's all.
All right, find some pictures, put them in, make an album.
What's the time? We got 9 o'clock. And do you want to show the people at home your photos, Felix? You're not there yet? Just get them in your book and you can flip them through.
All right.
What did I call this guy yesterday?
Cruddy Buddy.
Cruddy Buddy. Hi, I'm Cruddy Buddy. So, Cruddy Buddy might be our foil. We realized we didn't really have a foil.
Oh, Amanda was asking how late do we stream?
We don't know.
Don't.
So here was the plan.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
We were going to do a 2-hour stream. And then it so happened that we realized that a number of our viewers join us at 9 instead of 7. So we're trying to build a pattern, right? So we have been going to 9:30, which has been 9:36 and a half and 9:37 and a bit. So we were like 45, just intuitively like, I think we'll finish. And both times after 2.5 hours, it ended up being 2 hours and 7 minutes. So we're going to go till 9:30. Luckily, Mr. David Pasco brought Felix. I thought you were going to come in and visit and then take off. So we thought we were driving him home. So it's actually quite a treat that you're driving him home.
Happy to drive.
And that allowed Felix to join us for the full event. And so we're going to go right till 9:36 and a half. And then we're going to say goodbye till next week. And then also, I got a ton of paintings that need homes. So if there's anybody actually watching, let's go through them and we'll see if we can find some people to take them. Can you, Felix? Oh, I'll get them.
Okay.
I'm kind of trapped
These
in.
look like music. I don't know how to say it in another way.
It totally looks like music.
Your photos are very poetic. Okay. Paintings that need homes. The exam version of James Dean and Marilyn Monroe, some Hollywood icons in the Hollywood Hills, painted with turmeric. Amanda, I might have offered this to your brother or to you, or maybe even to one of your brother's friends. I was kind of in a spin. Somebody clicked, ooh, I like that. And I said, it's yours. And then I didn't hear back. So, Amanda, you can have that and maybe find out who gets it. But I want some confirmation. This one I'm mailing to the library
on Pico.
And to me, this will forever be my Goosebumps painting because we were watching Goosebumps when I painted it. That's what I was planning to do tonight, but I got ahead of myself. I don't even know what to do with this. So it's another fiery. I've been thinking so much about fire, but I don't really know if I want to. I mean, I'm glad I don't have to sell these anymore because I'd be like, oh, I don't really feel like selling this one, but I would like this one to find a home if you can find it. It's a little bled out on the screen. A fire painting. We're really looking forward to having people interact with us again. So what I'm hoping is they'll contact us in some way. You could either comment in the comments if you'd like one of those paintings as a free. Oh, we really like it. If you join us online, like Scott did last week, that was super fun.
Yeah, and like Theo and Kelly joining us from their studios. It's really wonderful.
Can you pass me those ones? Boy, I have like 12 paintings. Okay. What do we got here? Yeah.
Come.
No, give me a second. You come here. I want you to share. So this is my, I put the fire out on this one. Maybe I should group that one and the other one. Those two should go together. Mr. Pasco, would you appreciate any of these? Are any of these to your liking?
I have a problem of having to stop.
Too much art.
Yeah.
And then what are those? Oh, I tore that up. Okay. So
fun.
What?
Amanda would love the tiger.
Okay. Did we already talk
Her and
about
Alan
that?
just finished painting a tiger together.
Right. Okay. So the tiger has a home. Where did it go?
It's over here.
Pass me the tiger.
Want the tiger?
Yeah.
Want tiger coming? May I?
Okay. So Amanda, ooh, this is a mean trick. Okay, tell you what. our P.O. box is little. Okay. So send me an envelope, P.O. Box 13035 Beltline RPO T2R 1C6. Send me a letter and I will mail this to your return address. I know it seems like it'll be a long time. You could also just come over and have coffee with us. But we got a P.O. box. And here's the thing. We need a P.O. box because we're going to be interacting with people through the mail. And also, so like, I'm not worried about it. I'll give you our home address and then, but the problem is sometimes you get the kooks banging on the door in the middle of the night. So we've done a good job. Most people know we live a block away from Rumble, but they don't know exactly what floor. Unless you read my book, and then you know what floor. You don't know exactly which building unless you've read my book. So you could find your way into our apartment.
Yeah.
But we got a P.O. box because we wanted to be a little more professional about how we send things out. We now have to stop by at the mail box on the way home once a week. And if there's never anything in there, our self-esteem will drop and we'll be crushed. So it's a little bit manipulative on my part, Amanda. But if you send me a letter, I will put this in the post to your return. I'll have your return address. And also, we want to write you fan mail. So we're going to do it backwards here, where we write you fan mail, but we needed to send us some letters. We'll call you our pen pals, but really we're going to call it fan mail. Because you are, okay, this one I love, but I might send this also to Greg Cruz.
Oh, yeah.
Unless somebody's dying for it. And we're not having okay, so this is go to Greg Cruz. Bam. Greg Cruz.
Dad?
Yeah, bud.
I think I did something that was never supposed to be done.
You told the story with your photos. Can you be really careful when you walk over here? And let's.
You know those two photos that were
Yeah.
both kind of looking like they got chopped in half?
Yeah. A photo montage. Yeah, bring them over here. That's probably what happened. That's 100% what happened. Bring your photos over here. Over here.
I'm just putting in.
Can you get here without stepping on those paintings?
No.
Wow, I really actually like the one that was fire. This one.
That you painted.
Yeah, because I keep looking at it on screen.
It's really nice.
I don't love it on screen, but in person, I really love it. And I took the fire away. And I can still see
I like
it's in
the
there.
depth of it. Like it's really.
Yeah, and it's made out of food. Made out of turmeric.
Yum, yum, yum.
Okay, so those two go together. And if you could move that one. Yeah, so mail. Amanda's going to send us a letter. Yeah! It'll take a few weeks. Who's that?
I just sent her the text of
Yeah.
So she has the full.
I want to get really good at saying P.O. Box 13035. And then look at that. It says RPO. And then T2R. So Teru 2, Rick 6, R16. That's pretty fortuitous. Eh? My actual phone number is 403-629-7424, which we say all the time. But it also says Max Rich, MAXRICH. And when Dax ended up in trouble, the only phone number in the entire world he knew was Max Rich. Okay, so this one, pretty badass. Bunch of bones and bunnies on fire.
The bunnies aren't on fire. The bunnies are chilling in front of the fire.
Should I also give this to Amanda since she painted it?
The fire?
Yeah, or she already has her own. That's probably just as nice. So maybe that would be okay. But it's nice having sort of a plethora of paintings to trade off and give away.
Also, the idea of having them to take in, and then you can show the kids.
Yeah.
The fire paintings.
Yeah.
All of my photos look so cool, but they also look like nothing. Just a whole bunch of squiggles.
Those ones are very abstract, eh?
And then this summer I tried writing a song. It's my first song. Ready? Mm-hmm. It's a little ditty I call does it have a name?
Okay, can we listen to Does It Have a Name?
Come on over.
Oh, it's Sweet Melody.
I woke before the sun in the deep dark night. Birds aren't singing and my chest feels tight. Got a smile on my face and love in my heart. It's not a perfect day, but a perfect start. Let the sweet, cool melody carry you away. It's dark out here, but the sun won't wait. Every step you take, please let the rhythm flow. Life is burning, let the good times roll. The gang is all sleeping, waiting on the alarm. They're so sweet, causing me no harm. Whisper your song, let your spirit roar. The sun peeks out and it's dark no more. Let the sweet warm melody carry you away. It's cool out here, but the sun won't wait. Every step you take, let the rhythm flow. Life is beautiful, let the good times roll.
That's Rich Taylor who said, I wonder if I could write a song. And you guys were sleeping, and I wrote a song about waiting for you to wake up. Let's see if I try it again this summer.
That's really sweet.
I think if I had like an instrument under me, I would be better at making the music. Because for me, it's I don't really remember. I write a lot of songs, especially inside my motorcycle helmet.
Mm-hmm. Memorable.
But then I don't really remember them. Okay. Where's your camera? Where's your camera?
It's over here.
Let's show your camera. So Felix is shooting on the Kodak Ektar. His is a special edition with the particular starlight
it's
feature.
Right on the bench there, sweetheart, beside the couch.
And I was I've been shooting instant film for a little while. Yeah, let's do this. We'll take a picture up the camera. Ready? Let's do it with the flash. Gonna do two?
Yeah, sure.
What number are you on?
A lot.
No flash? I must be screwing it up. 3, okay?
No, just let me.
Is that on?
That's
oh, is your battery off?
No, the light was on.
Oh,
Just
okay. We're done? Okay, sorry. I got excited. So Jess has the same camera, and where's your
There we go.
yeah. Are you taking a picture?
Yeah, I'm taking
Okay. Yeah, okay. Nice. Okay.
Oh, the
Maybe
flash
it is.
flashes back. Does it?
So these are your
That
photos
way
that you
it's
took with the
forward.
star flash feature.
No, I don't think so.
What's going
And
on?
I think I
Might
took
be
this
dead,
picture of
maybe.
you on your camera. Here's a nice cityscape. And this
Yeah,
you were
that's it.
quite proud of, right? When you took these photos under the fog,
Pizza.
and we recorded some of your pizza. And this is a very famous photo in Calgary, the fella playing chess. I think that's me with my dislocated arm. You didn't like this photo, but I love the fact that you got the inside of that
Great.
the inside of that grate. It's pretty
Great
photo. Your feet, you talked about these. You've sort of been the most dismissive about your best paintings,
The star
best
shot.
photos. The star filter, yeah. And this one's pretty. Oh, a number of star filters with this old grizzly guy. This was a very thoughtful picture. I saw you take that one. One of these pictures is the one you took when I posed you. Oh, this is really nice. And this is very artsy. Yes. These are crazy. We laughed so hard when these came back. And so what I say is get your whole family a set of 35mm cameras, whichever one suits them the best. It's not the photos that matter so much as watching your family stop and seeing what matters to the people around you, right? Like we're walking, all of a sudden we've lost Felix because he's trying to get a focus on this magpie that posed for him for a good solid 10 minutes. That is a good solid start to this book.
Wait, there's a fire looking one.
There's a fire one? Oh yeah, you did have one in the fire. Oh, that's what these are. These are your fire photos.
What?
These crazy photos. These are the fire.
What fire?
This was your fire. When you're filming at the fire pit.
No. I wasn't filming for that long.
Can you very carefully grab my camera?
Wait,
It's
Dad?
hanging, yeah, or let me out.
Let me show you. Can I please just show you some pictures that you didn't look at? So we got this one.
Yeah.
Show me
No.
with
Do
my
you want me to show it
lightsaber?
up close?
Okay.
With the lightsaber.
Okay.
So right before Christmas, I'd been shooting instant film. You got an Ekta
This
Chrome
one's the fire.
Ektar.
And this one's cool.
The fire. You're right.
I like
I thought maybe those were the fire with the filter on.
Yeah.
And then like I started obsessing about getting a 35mm camera, and so many people give them away. Like they're so easy to get your hands on. And the one I settled on, can you very carefully unhook my camera from by the lamp over there? The lamp over there by the piano, there's a lamp. And Jess had said, "Oh, my mom said Uncle Frank had some cameras you could have." I'm like, "No, I don't think you understand. I want a K. I want a Pentax K1000." And
Can I try taking a picture?
for sure, you take the lens off. Yeah, that's a Jesse move. Come here, I'll show you how to use it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I wanted a Pentax K1000.
Spiky.
Yeah, and of course, just as Uncle passed, and he'd said that we could. Your aunt said we could have one of his cameras, and I was like, nah, I have kind of a specific camera, but it took me like forever to stop and go, well, what kind of camera did you have? So he only had a Pentax K2, which is a level up from the one I wanted. And so what you do, Felix, is you look through here, okay, and then you got to turn this until it's in focus.
Okay.
And just a second, then you pull this, and it's ready to go. And I'm just going to put a little more light on you. Stay exactly where you are. And what's nice about this camera is it also came with 6 lenses. Put this around your head in case you drop it. And so I ended, what?
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah. So I got the camera I wanted plus up 1 level. And then I got like 6 lenses. And Jess is shooting on a 2 cameras. What's your other one? Sprocket rockets. We've been shooting those photos up there. Just see.
Okay.
So her photos are double shots, panoramic, but they also shoot right up onto the sprockets.
Is it this button?
Yeah. Hold the camera really still. Good job.
Nice.
It's mine though. You can't have it.
That is really
You know you're eventually gonna have it. But so like the sweetest thing was I've been trying to get Felix to, could you hang it back up for me?
Oh, can you show the
Yeah, your strap.
Yeah.
Well, I was just going to tell that story. The sweetest thing was I've been trying to get, like, because I've been shooting instant film by myself for the last 2 years, and I wanted Jess to try it out. And Felix wasn't interested in instant film either. But when you got this camera, you got super excited, and then you went nuts and got yourself a. This takes 72 photos instead of 36, and her other.
That's a half frame, and then the other one's a
double
panoramic.
frame, so it actually takes
16
photos. And so you were really excited about this, and then my heart just leapt when.
Dad,
Yeah.
do they have any of those seeds with the candy on them?
Yeah, I'll get you after the broadcast. Okay.
We can wrap it up after.
No, we got another 10 minutes.
Well,
for
they
sure.
have to get going too, May.
Okay. Yeah. So Felix said, "Dad, could I have a camera too?" I was like, "Let's go!" So we got him. We ordered this one on the internet because it came in the color he wanted. He didn't know about this star lens, so his is a little better than yours. And then we're walking around, and he's like, "Dad, do you think I could have a strap too?" And I'm like, holy cow, you can have a strap. So the straps can be like $50. And I was totally prepared, since we got all this stuff given to us, I was totally prepared to go and spend $50 on his strap. But then he really liked the $15 strap. And it's like, what a great kid. And then we're walking around with the camera.
I didn't know it was only $15.
No, because we didn't
You
even
just
look.
liked it.
We have a rule. We don't do Christmas. We don't do Christmas. We don't do birthdays. But he can have any book, any record, and any art supply without asking, without even look. We never look at the price, and that includes any instrument that we can afford. So if we can't afford it, we'll rent it.
Yeah.
But records, instruments, art supplies, and books, we made a practice of not even looking at the price, and it's way better because these are the gifts that keep on giving, eh?
Yeah.
Right. Do I have time to do another painting? I got 10 minutes.
No, I think we should.
We'll just end it. What if somebody was coming to see us at 9? Okay, I do want to see. I do want to see if Amanda can try and share her painting with us before we go. Let's try putting Kelly on.
Wait, can we see that? What's the one that has Jesse's puppet
The one that has Jesse's puppet.
on it? Right there.
Oh, this? That's that
We
song
watched
we
this.
just played.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any other videos?
Kelly, did
we
you want
played
to
all
say
the
anything to
videos.
us tonight, or where's your voice?
Wait, I have a question. Could we watch the one with the
Kelly's muted. How about Theo? You got anything to say to us, Theo? Is that Theo? Yeah. No. And then here's us. Oh,
I do have something to say.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, it takes a while to turn off the mute, especially when I'm not wearing my glasses and I'm just looking at a large, bright glow of the computer screen. So this is fun. I'm glad I finally made a show.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for doing this. It was very intriguing. I didn't watch your fire tutorial, but because I was busy, but I heard it. And comparing Frazetta to Turner is a bit of a leap in. Frazetta was a fantasy person, so it was definitely a wonderful fantasy analogy. Because Turner was all about shape and form and light. And Frazetta was all about, semi-naked women and overly muscled males beating the shit out of one another. Oh, can I say that on air?
Yeah, we said it the other day.
It's a habit of being, speaking on radio at CJSW. Occasionally, you let the odd invective out, and I know you don't like swearing, but I swear like most people breathe. So I'm being remarkably constrained right now.
I think it's super
Just
cute.
for you. I want you to know that.
Yeah, no, I think it's super cute. You think I don't like swearing. I love swearing. It's just I didn't want to get booted off. Now, here's something that I kind of assumed last week, because we did set off the fire alarm, and then I started yelling, fecal matter, fecal matter, fecal matter, fecal matter. And then I kind of thought, well, that was deep enough into the broadcast. Like, are there like really spies watching my 2-hour broadcast to see if I say a bad word? But then for the first time, Jess and I sat down, we watched the Isle of Roux episode 2. So for the hundreds of videos that we shot for Rumble House, we sat down and watched it. And it was highly watchable, the 2-hour broadcast of episode 2. And then I noticed in the bottom that the entire episode has scrolling captions, which means it wouldn't be difficult to just run a scan on the scrolling cap. You don't have to watch 2 hours of content to catch me swearing. The algorithms will know right away if they do, but they haven't really nailed us for it. And maybe like when you authentically set the fire alarm off in your house during a broadcast, they don't freak out. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know why. Like in the old days, early days of Rumble, if somebody said a bad word, it was like the whole feed would shut down. That might have been just the sketchy Wi-Fi at the Rumble.
Yeah, I don't think it shuts down.
We did up our game. We upped a level to the professional level of the StreamYard broadcast. We also jacked in both computers into landlines, and so that we're not running off of Wi-Fi. And we're also up to a much higher resolution for both our small camera and our big camera. Theo, did you just randomly paint something that fit with our theme, or were you inspired by the theme tonight?
What was the theme? No, this is Canadian North picture that I wanted to basically took a photo, put it all into lines, and then printed it out, because I did another one earlier, which was just hand sketched. It was really loose. And this one, I just wanted all of the lines really tight. And I'm going to see where I go with this, because I've kept all of the lines, and it's going to be kind of washy, I think, or I'll just cover it up with acrylic. I have no idea what I'm going to do.
Can you flip it around?
Oop.
Oh yeah, that's the stuff.
Yeah,
it reminds me of the wave, the tsunami.
Yeah, I just like the color of these houses. That's what grabbed me, and it had the background that I associate with a lot of northern mountains and the like. They're they're very stark and for me, one-dimensional or two-dimensional, I should say.
Yeah.
And I just love that. You know, appeals to my two-dimensional sense of drawing.
Is it not working?
Yeah.
Here, you know, I'm going to gift you one of my favorite things in the world. Do you want that? Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
A space pen. You think you can manage to not lose that?
A space pen?
Yeah.
You can draw up with it.
It's modeled. I mean, as soon as as soon as I tell you about this, you're going to tell me about the pencils.
Oh, no. There's a reason they didn't use pencils in the U.S. thing is because carbon dust is not good for space environments.
Thank you for that. Was it a movie joke that they said pencils? Because this space pen, it packs away so small.
Yeah.
And do you want the purple? You can have the purple one. You must know I love you, though, to give you my space pen, okay? And don't put it in the wash and don't lose it. Well, if you lose it, it's not the end of the world. Just do your best to care for it. I know you're a careful kid. But I have two because I lost mine. And I bought another one. And now I have two. And I'm actually kind of torn. And when that ink runs out, I got backup inks. So just know that's special. And I'm glad that you're the ambassador of the purple space pen. If you want to take it apart now is a good time. Take it apart and have a look. So here's this end, and then this unscrews, and there's a little rubber stopper here, which I think helps with the pressure. And then,
Cool.
yeah, right. And it's so small, but then when you put the pen perfectly fits on the end, it creates the body of the pen, and it's really nicely weighted.
Yeah. You guys, I gotta go.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
Kelly, did you have anything you wanted to say or add? Did you want to tell us about what you're working on?
I'm working on resin.
Yeah, and then you got shows coming up soon.
No shows or anything. I have to start working on resin now. I'll just tell you, this one has ribbon in it. It's the first time I've actually put ribbon inside of resin.
Yep.
And this one's got antique 1970 jewelry in the rim.
Oh,
yep.
Cool.
Oh wow. So that's new. That's new. I'm trying different things, so I wanted to try something different. So I'm making, and this is a planter. This one's a planter. This is a planter as well.
Nice.
Hey Dad, do you have any pens that aren't space pens? I want to test the drawing uppiness.
The what?
The draw.
The draw?
Okay,
there's lots of pens around here.
Start saying good night.
So I'll see you guys later.
Have a good night, Kelly.
Bye, Kelly.
Bye.
I'm going to leave too.
Take care, Theo. Have a good night.
Hopefully I'll see you guys again next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay, we'll see you later.
There's something I want to do before we go, if that's okay with you. Is that okay? Felix can take off anytime. He's got a driver.
Oh, then that changes everything.
Yeah, well, nothing changed.
Well, no, I know. It just changes if you guys can.
Yeah.
I'm always stressed that everyone's
You're super stressed, but you don't have to
taken
be.
care of. Like that, if they need to go, they can go.
Felix, give Jesse a hug, give your dad a hug, and then thank you, David Pasco, for helping us get the transportation of the
What does the space pen actually
smallest Teru unit.
It will run out eventually, like because gravity, the ink.
It runs out, but I have backup inks.
No, I mean like he was testing it upside down.
Oh.
And I was explaining to him, you can write for a short time when you're sitting on your back or upside down, but the ink eventually stops going into the roller.
I don't think that's true.
I try to even sit on my back and it doesn't even go.
What?
Some pens.
Oh.
Thanks for the ears.
You're so welcome.
I'm just trying to see if I can get this to happen really fast.
I think I'm gonna put this in here because that's a great place for a pen.
In your bag?
Because when I'm using this, I need a pen.
You might need a pen, sure. And then you know where it is. That's fine. It was really nice seeing you, Felix.
Could I have some of the candy seeds?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's Amanda's.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Are you singing us a song?
Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful painting.
I was going to say, don't forget your phone.
That's it. So half of your speakers ended up in this room.
Oh, really? Okay, I wasn't looking yet.
Should I? Maybe. Should I sing to say goodnight, Rich, or am I waiting till you come back?
I'm coming back.
Oh, okay.
I know you guys can do that. It's just too sweet.
And don't forget your sweater, Felix, if you had your sweater here. Got everything? That's fine. That's fine. All right. Thank you so much for jumping over to the Isle of Roux with us. It was really, really nice seeing you guys. I was like, that went so fast having Theo and Kelly and so many people talking with us. Amanda making art with us.
Pasco.
It went, and Pasco was here and Felix was here. It made the night go so fast. Like it went really, really fast. Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring, bound by a wild desire. I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire.
9:32. End stream. Isle of Roux. Episode number 3.
We'll see you next week. Bye. Bye.
Bye.